Hello, everybody. How's it going? Hi. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our very special Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore spoiler discussion stream. I'm happy to be here with you guys discussing our favorite franchise, Fantastic Beasts, and where they hide off on our favorite movie. Hi, Kimberly. I'm doing just fine. How are you? Thieving Gentleman Joker says, let's start. Yeah, certainly. Okay, guys. We're here today to talk about movie. Anyway, I'm bringing some friends. Because, listen, I can't go it alone, you know what I mean? I can't just stand here talking about the movie by myself. Ladies and gentlemen, I have two friends that are currently with me here. We ladies and gentlemen, Skull and Dizzy Dennis. You love to see him. I love to see him. How are you guys doing?
Hi, I exist.
Chaos control.
I saw the movie.
Yeah.
Well, excellent. That's gonna make us all experts. How many? Dennis, I know you've only had the one opportunity to see the movie. Skull, have you seen it twice yet, or are you a single viewing?
Just a single viewing. I might see it again next week. Really depends. Nice,
excellent. I have watched the movie 4 times at this point. I feel like I've looked in all sorts of directions while the movie's been going. There's not as many kind of hidden Easter eggs, I guess, as I feel like there was in the first movie. The first movie has all those kind of written Easter eggs, but I feel like all those ones kind of were shown in the trailer for this one, so we kind of saw them early. Before I really get started here, Kimberly, thank you for the super chat. Or I'm sorry, Shadowstar, thank you for the super chat. Two Vanillians says, let's get this started off right. # treats for Opie. So let me go find my fat cat and give him a treat. And then we can talk about this movie. My body is ready.
Well, I guess I'll just...
Also, we're going to open up Happy Meal toys. I have a Happy Meal toy of the 3 main characters.
Right.
So we're going to do that too. Oh my goodness.
I'm so jealous.
It was going to be a thing. To answer Vinny's question from earlier, because I think existing wasn't quite a full answer to that. Just before the stream started, Tom Kalinske himself, former president of Sega of America, gifted me a copy of Sonic 3 and Knuckles on Steam. It was amazing.
Dude, it was so nice of him.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
I don't know. Tom Kalinske
I feel like he's making a bid at becoming the new president. He wants to run for president of Sega again. I think he's starting out. He's just giving people gifts, dude.
I'm the coolest.
He's got
Andre boy. Thanks for subscribing. Here's a crunch from Opie for you.
Satisfying.
He just tried to eat the pop filter on the microphone. Oh my goodness,
yeah.
Opie! Ladies and gentlemen, my fat cat Opie. Look at him. He's so cute. Okay. Let's talk about this movie, guys.
It's terrible. It stinks.
Yeah. Fantastic Beasts 3. Secrets of Dumbledore. What'd you think?
I like the part where Dumbledore turned himself into a toilet to sneak into the ministry.
Well, that's classic. That's classic Dumbledore.
I know, but the fact that he hid in the broken stall, and well, you know what happened, but it was so funny.
Yeah. What was your favorite secret of Dumbledore's?
I kind of like that he's a fan of Bubsy. I kind of like that.
Yeah, it was unexpected, but
appreciate it.
Yes. A surprise, surely, but a welcome one. How about you, Skull? What was your favorite secret of Dumbledore?
my favorite of Dumbledore's secrets was definitely his drug stash was a pretty interesting
That was
one.
that was a weird kind of twist. I wasn't expecting him to go that route, but they totally did.
Yeah.
They made it work though.
Yeah.
Now we know why his beard is white.
Yeah.
So you know.
Oh,
But
yeah,
I definitely think my favorite scene in the movie is where it randomly cuts to children's television icon from the UK, Mr. Blobby, exploding. That was
yeah.
it
Yeah, it
was
was
very
weird,
nice
wasn't
to
it?
see that.
Lack of
Very nice
context
to
was
see
good.
that creepy bastard blow up.
Yeah, yeah. My favorite secret of Dumbledore is that he snuck into my viewing of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and it was in the movie. They put this in
Oh,
the film Fantastic Beasts 3 ? Secrets of Dumbledore when Dumbledore walks into my viewing of Sonic 2 and says, "Hey, Vinny." I said, "Hey, Dumbledore." And he said, "Can I tell you a secret?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, "My body is ready." And then the whole theater caught on fire, and that was it. Anyway, Dylan, thank you for being here. I know you can't stay for the whole thing, but I appreciate you being here. Dylan says it was very weird that Dumbledore's beard is also augmented with some cotton candy, and he seems quite fond of earwax every flavored beans. Oh yeah, that is like legit weird lore.
Thinking the drugs have something to do with it.
Yeah,
It
probably.
makes so much sense now.
I like that they made the secret swimming pool from the musical canon. Is that a real thing? That could be a real secret of Dumbledore's. I'm not going to see the movie, but I don't know. Spoil that movie in this. I don't care. Spoilers for every movie.
yeah.
In the chat.
Can I just say one thing I really like? Because I'm not a really big Harry Potter fan or anything, but
Mm.
like when Dumbledore used his beard to fly like a helicopter, right? And he picked up Harry. I just thought it was really cool.
Yeah,
like,
I felt that.
like-
yeah.
Yeah, that,
So-
we've seen it before in the video games. It's cool to see it finally in live action.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
Vinny,
man, I used to have that. The first video game of the first Harry Potter. It was like based off the book, based off the movie. On the PC,
Yep.
I had that. Yeah.
I had that too. I had the same game.
Okay, so here we have Sonic the Hedgehog running with just his socks on because McDonald's didn't want to pay to do the paint apps on his feet. Here he is.
gross.
That's our first toy, and I guess we can start talking about the movie now. So, obviously spoilers, guys. The title says spoilers. Don't come in here and be like, "Oh, you spoiled the movie for me, Vinny," because I've warned you. I did a spoiler-free discussion last week. We're talking spoilers today. I can't wait. So, do we want to just do like scene by scene, or do we just want to just talk about whatever chat wants to talk about? Because I know what everyone wants to talk about with me. But do we save that for later, or do we just like?
Well, I think first, if it's okay, let's start a little more casually and just
Sure.
talk about what we liked.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot to like.
Yeah. Oh my god. For real, like this movie's terrific. It's not perfect, but it is.
No.
It's great. It deserves the praise it's been getting, and it's so much fun. I got to take my nephew to see it on Thursday, and it was his first movie in theaters ever.
Oh,
Whoa.
So
awesome that it's Sonic.
Yeah, and I mean, like, he loves Sonic. So we went to Build-A-Bear, and I built Tails and he built Sonic. And
That's great.
so we brought him to the movie, and we put voice boxes in them. And it was kind of hilarious because like I had to like whenever like they'd say one of the lines that's like in the voice box, he'd be like, "Dude, I gotta press the button." I'd be like, "No, you can't. We're in a movie theater."
Wait. When you say a voice box, is it like pre-recorded or record your own lines?
It's pre-recorded, so it's like actual Ben Schwartz and Colleen O'Shaughnessy.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Because I would love to record the whole Sonic, the whole like, "Don't come near me. I've had a dangerous amount of chili."
Yeah. Oh! The Ferris Bueller scene. That's so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tails says like 5. They each say like 5 things. But Tails is all like,
We have to help him. You don't know what he's up against. Let's do this. I found him. I just hope I'm not too late.
I think this next one's my favorite one.
Maybe being weird isn't so bad. Everyone calls me Tails. You're probably wondering why.
Is it gonna be the second tail?
Yes! Correct! Yeah, okay, so... Yeah, Tails. And this movie just gets every character, like, the characterization of these characters is phenomenal. It, like, might be my favorite adaptation of Sonic in any media at this point. I don't know if that's just, like, the hype or if I actually feel this way, but I feel like I actually feel this way.
I mean, if I think of Sonic in, like, Unleashed and Black Knight, it's a hard sell, but I agree. The characters in this movie are just so well captured.
Yeah.
And I can't find anything to disagree with. I think that the character portrayals were very nice. Some things left to be desired, and I don't know if we want to get into that now or later, but like I feel like for the most part it was a nice continuation and build up from what the first movie laid down in terms of the characters. Nothing seemed out of place.
But
the eyes on these things are weird. Look at.
But
it's got like these
for me,
spooky eyeballs.
It's cool. Did you say there was stuff about the characters you didn't like?
Yeah, there was some things I feel like they could have done that like it's not like to the movie's detriment so much. It's just like stuff that you really wish there would have been more of.
You wanted to say? I mean, it's an
you can elaborate. Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, okay. For instance, and this isn't just the game characters too, but the two characters I was thinking of specifically upon reflecting and watching a couple of reviews of the movie, Tails and Agent Stone, I feel could have gotten more. Tails, in terms of his backstory, he just kind of says like, oh hey, this is where I come from,
Sure,
all right, that's my motivation. And I feel like a flashback, much like Knuckles got, would have served him a little better.
Okay, like a visual to go along with it.
Yeah, like just a little bit more to really show that, you know, Tails had gone through all this stuff, and instead of just saying, you know, hey, I like you a lot, also I was bullied. And then
But isn't that Tails?
Yeah, he's. Everyone's got like these horrifying eyes. I don't know. Their eyes are kind of creeping me out.
Oh God, yeah. Oh, I'm just saying that now. Oof. And then Agent Stone, I feel, was like when he was in the movie, he was really good. I loved him. But I don't know. It just kind of felt like he was an afterthought for the vast majority of it. Up until like the very end, and even then, like, you know, they didn't quite have him in as much as I thought that they would.
Yeah, I don't know if he's like underutilized per se, but like, they did definitely leave us wanting more.
I think they kind of built him up to be something that in the movie itself he didn't quite reach.
Are you talking about like the prequel comic or like?
I haven't read the comic, but I don't know. It just seemed like in the advertising for the movie and the trailers and stuff that Agent Stone was going to be more of a part of the story than he ended up being.
So I was afraid this whole time. I don't know if you know this, Skull, but I had a dream that I went and saw this movie. I had a dream that I saw this movie like probably like 5 months ago. I had this dream, and like Robotnik gets back and he's with Knuckles, and Stone's like, "Doctor, you've returned," and Robotnik says something along the lines of like, "I spent the better part of a year on a hellish planet, and I worked my way back here, and you've done nothing. Where were you, Stone?" And Stone kind of like stammers, and then like Robotnik shoots him with a laser, and he disintegrates. So I was expecting him to die because I was just like afraid my premonition was going to come true. It didn't, thank God.
Thank God.
Stone survives the movie, but there was about four parts where I thought he was like gonna bite the dust.
Exactly.
Like, there was the moment that really made me think he was going to die. So there was two really big ones where I thought like he's dead for sure in the scene. Was when Robotnik comes back after absorbing the emerald energy for the first time when he comes into that room, and he's teleporting around. Like, just the way that Robotnik was in there, he's like, I'm here, but I'm not all there. I thought he was just going to zap Stone. And I was no, please don't.
That's what I thought when Stone was like, bring me with you. I
Yeah.
thought that Robotnik was going to be like, nope.
Yeah. And then the other part was in the robot itself, when Robotnik's like,
zapped.
when he's like, let me take care of it, and he teleports over there. I thought he was just gonna go like Dr. Manhattan, like Stone. I thought like Stone was just gonna just turn into Rorschach over there. But he didn't. He survived. Thank God.
And Vinny, about what you said there too. When he does the whole, I can taste the electricity in your brain. I was like, he's gonna blow him up. Like,
yeah, I thought like and then when he like looks at Wade and is like, you smell like a snack plate. I thought he was gonna like absorb their, like I thought he was just gonna like literally like absorb their energy or something. Like I thought he was gonna like
Shang
murder
Tsung or something.
Yeah. I was like, don't kill Wade either. I like Wade too.
Yeah, Wade was an unexpected surprise.
Oh my God, the biggest laugh of the movie for me is when they get the map to Longclaw. and that message from Longclaw plays.
Yeah.
And he just goes, so is that your dad?
Yeah. I
so
loved
good.
that so much. He was
so
he was
dumb, but I loved it.
He was a definite highlight of the movie.
Nate, listen, I just had a scary dream and I thought it was gonna happen. So I'm
well, Vinny, I think it's perfect segue. Speaking of scary dreams becoming true, a long time ago, and I know probably people have heard this before, but it bears repeating. I had a dream that I saw the after credits scene to Sonic Movie 2, and in it, Sonic and Tails save the day with Knuckles, I guess. I don't know. But they go to the White House where the president is there, and the president says like, Sonic and Tails, your country, no, the entire world wants to thank you for your duties. But and then his secretary comes up to him and she says,
the president is
what?
Brendan Fraser. You gotta let everybody know that Brendan Fraser specifically was playing the president in this dream.
And he was great. And it was modern day Brendan Fraser too. It fits perfectly. So he says he's talking to him, and then the president's secretary comes up to him and says, "You have to tell them about the file." And he's like, "The file, of course." And he goes, "Sonic, Tails, I need to tell you about a special project." And he throws the vanilla envelope onto the desk, and it has the Black Arms insignia from Shadow the Hedgehog. And then there's a picture of Shadow, like you would have like those detective files, like those Polaroid photos attached to the file. And then it zooms into that, and as it zooms into the picture, it zooms in more, and it becomes like real. And as it zooms in, we see Shadow laying in his pod, and President Brendan Fraser says, "Project Shadow." Cut to black. End of the movie.
Which honestly is almost without like Sonic and Tails or anything.
Or Brendan Fraser.
Or Brendan Fraser. It was pretty close to the actual mid-credit scene.
KN,
I was thinking about you the entire time.
Thank you.
KN was next to me at that first screening of the movie, and she will attest that it was a feeling I've never felt before watching that scene in a theater for the first time. I was so excited. It was like I was gonna it was like I was made of rocket fuel and I was just gonna shoot into space.
How did you react? How did you physically or vocally or?
Hold on, let me put the sticker on Knuckles, and I guess I'll do a.
Does he also have first eyes?
Oh yeah, they all do. This is wait, hold on. Oh no, maybe this is perfect. Okay, never mind. Well, it's still a little too long. That's okay, whatever. But no, I was seriously I was shaking because the post-credit scene comes and I'm like, oh, it's about the gun agents, and then I was just like, wait, it's about the gun agents? And so I just sort of leaned forward in my chair, and when they were like, we found something, I was like, no.
Yeah.
And I just started shaking, and I cried. It was a big moment, man. I'm very excited for Sonic Movie 3. I don't know. I guess we'll talk more about like predictions and stuff like in a little bit,
Chaos
but
control.
I want to talk more about this movie before we go down like that route fully. But
Yeah. Sorry
Marty-
for jumping the shadow.
no, you're all
about
good.
Green.
Marty Man 641 responding character Shadow. What did you think of seeing yourself as a main part of the upcoming Sonic Movie 3, dude? Ultimate excitement.
I can't wait to
Um,
be the voice of Shadow.
We had the plushies there at the theater, so we took some photos, and I guess I could share that now, huh? Since this is a spoiler thing, I have a picture of me and the Shadow plushie at the theater.
Yeah, buddy.
But maybe I'll post that in here. The other big thing, I guess, the other big like spoily thingy from this movie was Supersonic, right? And so here's the thing with all that. I wasn't sure when, leading up to the movie, they never called it the Master Emerald in any of the advertising. They didn't even say like they didn't even really even say like emerald. Like it was just like you got to see the emerald in one of the trailers, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
So I wasn't
Yeah.
sure if they were just going to go the route of there is one big Chaos Emerald and that's it. So I thought it was interesting how they explained the lore of the Master Emerald, and how in this version it contains the 7 Chaos Emeralds. But at the same time, it's probably a lot for a lot of parents. They're like, what the fuck pardon my French. They're like, what the hell is this? Because like, what's a Chaos Emerald to a layman? It's, I don't know. I think it's great that they included them, but I do think that for like a general audience, it might be a little bit confusing. And I don't know. Here's the other thing is when Knuckles reconstructs the Master Emerald at the end, I looked for it when I watched it this last time. You don't see the Chaos Emeralds in it. So
Yeah, kind of wondering what's up with him rebuilding it.
he reforges
He's
it,
done
but
it before.
the emeralds are maybe not in it? ?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess they might have wanted to leave that open for what they're planning on doing with this third movie. But
Yeah, potentially.
Shadow Saffron, thank you for the 15 Australian super chat. Thank you very much. I have a kind of funny story, if you don't mind. I had to see the movie alone, and there were only about 8 people there. They all left before the mid-credits scene, so I was the only one to see it. That's amazing. When we watched it on Thursday, the same thing happened. Like the whole it was a pretty full theater, but like the whole theater like left, and like I thought about being like, oh, hold on, but I was like, it's all right. I don't want to I don't want to distract from, because I wanted the little dude that I was with to see it. He also, my almost 5-year-old nephew says it was the greatest movie he's seen in his life, and he wants to watch it every day. So
Awesome. I mean, he's right.
yeah, I mean, me too. I'd watch this. I watch this every day. I saw it back to back last Friday. So
I mean, I think the efforts I went to go watch it kind of prove how much it means to me. So
yeah. All right.
Certainly.
So I've officially built all 3 of the McDonald's Happy Meal toys I have here. Here's Sonic one more time. I think they all just pull back. They're just all kind of little pullback toys. There's one more I want to get. I want to get the Robotnik robot, but I don't know. Here's Knuckles. Knuckles, who is really the star of the movie, right? Like they did
great.
Knuckles so well.
Yeah, he's
a little different, but not bad.
And Tails. I think Tails looks the dumbest. Tails is like flat.
yeah.
He's been squished.
Tails looks like a bastardization of Tails.
He looks pretty hilarious. I love him. Actually, Emeralds and Master Emerald now coexist. Says Wild Style. Yeah. It's an interesting thing. I think that like it almost makes more sense to put them like to put all the Chaos Emeralds inside of one Master Emerald. I feel like that might make more sense as like an item. And it was definitely probably easier to explain than there are 7 Chaos Emeralds, but there's also a Master Emerald that stops their power and can I think they probably made the right call. But I thought it was interesting that they didn't go the route of just foregoing Chaos Emeralds in general. And just being like, there's one emerald, and that's all that matters.
Well, speaking of Supersonic and the Emeralds, I really loved Sonic. First off, Sonic's transformation before he transforms and everything, where Tom and Maddie and Sonic are kind of huddled around their broken car as Robotnik sends the fire around it and everything. And then the line, I love you guys. We love you too, Sonic. It just. Oh, it broke my heart. I was weeping, and then Supersonic came, and
it was Toy Story 3 is what it felt like.
It really was.
Yeah.
With the furnace.
Yeah.
But like, it went from tears of like just sadness and emotion to tears of like, oh my god, this is like the cool. Like Supersonic looks so cool.
Yeah.
In the movie, and when he says the whole "It's over, Eggman," I'm like, oh, it's so cool.
It's so good. It almost just like he kind of looks like Sonic Unleashed, like when he's floating up there. It looked like Sonic Unleashed to me. Sonic Unleashed, everyone's favorite game, Unleashed.
How about when he broke the arm though? Like he caught it and then he just kind of exerts his arm forward to blow it up. It's so cool.
It's so good, so good. Levi Church says Tyson Hess said that the emeralds flew off Dragon Ball style after the power down. So the reformed Master Emerald is back to essentially its usual game version. It's now made solely from the chaff that bound the emeralds together, so it retains its own power as well as the ability to control the emeralds, but Sonic can't go super with it. Fascinating.
Perfect. Well.
Tyson Hess, shout out to him for being... He's co-producer on this movie.
Yep.
It's so cool. He went from just them calling and being like, "Hey, please fix this design," to co-producing that second movie. That's amazing.
Hold on. No, he went from Nipples the Enchilada to
yes, yes. Wild Style, thank you for the channel support. When combined, the chaos was too much to handle. It's interesting to see. Is this only our second time seeing a like Super Robotnik in like an official medium? Because like we saw him in Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog,
right.
And nothing else? Question mark.
No, we saw. Yeah, you're absolutely right. He has used it in Sonic the Comic and Archie, but not quite the same way. In Archie, he had to get machines to do so.
Fascinating.
So I kind of liked. Me and my friend, we call him Master Robotnik. I think that's a cool name for the super form. But I can't wait to hear about all the kids who got nightmares from it. So,
yeah, I was worried that my nephew was going to be like freaked out by him, but he was fine.
Yeah.
Start down. Chaos is power. I love. I don't know if it was an intentional nod. It feels like it has to be, right?
I think it would be.
When you mentioned Super Robotnik, my mind immediately went to the interpretation from, I believe it's called Eggman Hates Furries, where like he gets all buff and shirtless and his mustache is gold, and it's amazing.
Yep.
His legs are still spindly too, which makes it even better.
Let's see. What are other things I've been itching to talk about?
I have one.
Okay, go ahead.
Can we talk about the fight at the Master Emerald's altar?
Oh yeah.
First off, you know that epic shot where Sonic and Knuckles like meet each other in the middle of the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought this was going to be like Sonic Boom, where we're not going to really hit each other as much as we're going to spin into each other and stuff. But they're
straight up just smacking the that was so good.
It's great.
Yeah, I also love the like 9 Inch Nails kind of music that plays when Sonic starts spin dashing Knuckles into oblivion. I thought,
which was amazing.
yeah.
You know what I appreciated about that whole sequence of events was that like they kept themselves in check so that the reference to the games was still cool and not like bash you over the head with it, because like when it's subtle like that, it's way better in my opinion. They didn't have like Sonic fall down the waterfall and then look at the maze and be like, whoa man, this place is a total labyrinth.
This is a whole Labyrinth Zone Act 2.
Yeah.
So they did it nice and respectfully, I guess you could call it. And yeah, the fight scene was really good, and what happened afterward was also really good character stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but like, Vinny, I just don't want to glance over this. When Sonic gets punched into the waterfall and then comes back full force to take down Knuckles,
Yeah.
it is so cool and so like anime and crazy. It's great.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like I was freaking out. I was jumping and laughing out of like just joy.
There's a lot of emotions in my viewing of my first viewing of this movie. I mean, every viewing I'm like giddy with excitement, but like that first viewing was especially it was special, man. That was a great day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
Let's talk about things that made us cry. Because Dennis and
got a
I
bunch.
are known to shed a tear.
We
When-
both cried during Batman. We both cried during Sonic.
When I think about it, the times that stand out to me that like made me well up were when Tails and Sonic are talking in the lodge, and Tails is like, "You inspired me," and like it says all this nice stuff about him, and like he's just happy to have a friend for like the first time. Like I feel like Tails perfectly sums up what like most kids think about when they think about Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
Like Sonic kind of exemplifies the like charisma and confidence that every kid kind of wants to have, and I was so happy for Tails.
Yep.
It was a beautiful little scene. Another spot that made me cry was when Knuckles is like, how did you like learn to move on from your trauma? Because once again, like as like a young person that maybe has experienced loss in their life and they want to know how to move on, like it's just so like awesome that these characters can be moving, like
Yeah.
it's
And
not
real,
all just
be
like
real.
it's not all just running around and doing loop-de-loops.
No, totally.
Beautiful.
There wasn't a single loop in this movie.
And then, of course, when Sonic calls Tom Dad at the end, like that's also just like,
Yeah, but the context of that line too, where he's like, "You got a whole friends to grow up with," and Sonic goes,
Mhm.
"I got much more than that,
Mhm.
Dad." It's like, oh,
Yeah, yeah. Well, and like just like the whole found family kind of theme of of not just Sonic and the Wickowskis, but Sonic and Tails and Knuckles, and their new brotherhood and their new tribe.
Yeah.
I think it's wonderful.
Oh,
yeah. But at this
sure.
rate, Shadow's getting adopted in the next movie.
I hope Shadow gets adopted by Rachel or something.
Can you imagine? I only tend to get that emotional in very rare instances, so like it didn't happen during the movie when I was watching it, but I thought the little bit with Sonic and Tails in the lodge after they won the dance contest and stuff, with the blanket and all that.
Also,
Yeah.
as that scene was like starting to play out, did any of us who expected that to like turn into what it turned into?
Not me.
I-
that was so bizarre.
I gotta
like,
admit though, like Uptown Funk was a good choice.
Yeah, it's a pretty good song. I like the song.
yeah. But I really liked that bit a lot because I thought that it kind of showed that Sonic was kind of taking Tom's place. It's sort of the same dynamic as in the first
Yeah.
movie. The hotel scene in the first movie is literally that, like in the second. So I thought that it was a really nice way to subtly show that Sonic is growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the ending, where they're all together. You guys mentioned some of the stuff, the baseball game, Sonic, vocally accepting Tom and Maddie as his parents, and now that like the five of them, as well as Ozzy, are all together as this big old family. I could not describe just how utterly happy I felt for all of those characters
Yeah.
when I saw the ending scene.
Yeah. Base of ball, dude.
Yeah, man.
Also, they're
I
drinking.
have Conquer 2 in the base of ball.
They're drinking. It's not Chaos Cola, but it is like some sort of Chaos sports drink. I might just say Chaos Sport. I haven't been able to get a good glance at it, but something along
We'll
those
see
lines.
I'd like to add one scene that made me just really cry, and I think I'm the only one who did. But in the scene where right when Knuckles is about to kill Sonic with the rock, and Dr. Robotnik's stealing the emerald, right?
Mhm.
And the way no, just look, and then he turns around and he goes, "That wasn't the deal."
Yeah.
And then Eggman says, like, who cares? Friends are useless. And he goes, but the way that Knuckles says, but I trusted you. You're my friend. And it's like, no, Knuckles,
Yeah.
like the first person he ever trusted in his life
Yeah.
betrayed him.
My
And
my
Robotnik
girlfriend-
was just like,
my girlfriend also says that part made her like really, really sad.
Yeah, because it's just like Knuckles, and I checked too. He doesn't say you were my friend. He says you are my friend. So
Yeah.
he still believes at that moment that Robotnik's his friend, and it's like, oh no.
and then
But then,
Robotnik's just like, lol, no.
Yeah, Dookie.
Yeah.
But
And then he puts on the Green Day album, Dookie.
But a more advanced intellectual would have seen this coming a mile away, or 1.6 kilometers. But that made me so upset. But I was talking to my father, who saw the movie too, and not with me. We're in different countries. And he said too. He goes, Knuckles may have been betrayed by his first friend, but he made a friend that will never betray him in Sonic. And it's like,
Yeah.
wow, beautifully put, Dad.
Yeah, that is a beautifully put way of saying it. I think another reason why, like, going back to dads, another reason why, like, I love that scene at the end with Tom and Sonic is because he's like, those friends will like be there for you forever. Basically, is kind of what he says in I'm paraphrasing, but my best friend's dad like has like said that about like me and my best friend, and so like it's just like when the things you love kind of connect to the people you love, it's special, and I think this movie just did a really good job of accidentally playing on my own personal heartstrings.
No,
for sure.
So
I
It does a
didn't
good
really
job.
think about it until you said that, but I remember something similar where my buddy Rabbit's mom and I were talking about something on Facebook, and she was like, I really appreciate the brotherhood between you and him, and I was like, oh my god, that's one of the nicest things anyone's ever said about me.
yeah. Yeah, it's just Sonic 2 is a movie that makes you feel. Oh no, I screwed this up. Sonic 2 is a movie that makes you feel good. Unlike me screwing up that special stage, which
You
did
got
not
the
make me
jump
feel
that
good.
I kept screwing up on too. The rest of the stage is easy after that.
I just thought I was going faster than I was. Wild Style says, Ah, my victory chariot! And slam. Yeah, no, that's so good.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Sonic,
what-
I was told there'd be sprinkles.
You've never been beaten so hard. Let's see. What's other?
Wait, I got one. How about the shot with Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles in the street on the rubble before they attack the drones and everything?
Oh yeah, they're
Oh,
Avengers kind
so
of
cool.
shot. Yeah. Let's sleep. Thank you for 10 vanillions. I appreciate you. Thanks for
Chaos
watching.
control.
But if you remember, we
Everyone
used to
keeps
have
referring to ... which was
Oh my-
a pretty great scene. ...
Just chilling, watching TV. I was just chilling, watching TV the other day, and I had to send that to Dennis.
Yep, I cracked up.
Opie is going nuts. Do we reward Opie's bad behavior of scratching at the door right now? That's the question. It's always good to see a cat, but is it always good to see a cat after he does something as monstrous as he's doing right now?
Who's to say?
It's loud today.
He is loud.
He was loud yesterday too.
Yeah.
Very vocal.
He's got food. He's got fresh food and water. I gave him both like almost an hour before the stream.
Also in the movie, I really found the scene with Sonic on the water really inspiring.
Yeah.
Across the ocean.
Yeah. No, I like. Oh, hey, I got an achievement for that. I didn't know that was the thing. Is there an X? Wow, I got 2 achievements. Look at me.
Wow, man, you're so gamer.
I am a gamer. Secret unlocked. Oh, we got the drop dash. Can I put that on? Oh, man. That might change the game if I can drop dash in Sonic 3. This is why I like Sonic 3 Air so much. And that's why Tom Kalinske sent it to you, Skull.
Yeah, man, Tom Kalinske, big shout out.
Kobe. What are you doing, man? What did you guys think of the musical score? Not like so much the songs used in the movie, but like the actual like Junkie XL orchestral pieces.
Well, I thought
I'm
the
glad
movie
he
had a
kept
good
it.
score.
I'm glad he kept the same themes from Sonic 1. Sonic still has his theme, Robotnik still has his theme, which made me happy.
Yeah.
That being said, though, we did get this amazing Emerald Hill rendition in the,
the
trailers.
trailer that's
And it's
not
just
in
not,
there.
It's
Yeah.
just not in the movie at all. And it's like, come on, you had it, you already made it.
Yeah, I figured that it would have been. Oh gosh, here's what I don't like about Sonic 3 Air is that it made that harder. I have to actually dodge those now. But the what are we talking about?
The music.
The music.
I completely lost my train of thought because I lost my sheet.
One thing
about it.
you didn't like about the music, we were talking about Emerald Hill being used in the trailers. but
Oh
not
yeah,
the
well,
music.
one thing I expected to happen that didn't was at the very start. I thought like when the Paramount logo is going by and stuff. I kind of assumed they were going to use the Emerald Hill there, like they did in the first movie with Green Hill, and then they didn't. But they also didn't use Green Hill. They used Sonic's leitmotif from the first movie, and then like almost a part of Green Hill at the end of it. I guess I should have stayed for the full credits the last time I watched the movie.
What's up?
Because I wanted to see if they credited Green Hill, because like I assumed that's why like
They mentioned Nakamura Masato.
they do. Okay.
Yeah.
Because like even when Tom's phone goes off, they don't play the full Green Hill. It's just like the first like bar of it.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure if they would if that's a rights issue or what was going on with that, but
I don't know. So help me, Thomas.
Yeah, I noticed. I found it a little weird that they were using suspiciously similar substitutes instead of like the actual game music in some places, but like it wasn't bad.
If you want to hear suspiciously similar substitutes, you should play Lego Dimensions, the Sonic thing.
Yeah.
That entire soundtrack is suspiciously legally distinct Sonic music. But also in the trailers they had the act clear theme, you know, the dun 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 dun, and I'm like, you have it right there. Why is that not the last cue for the movie?
Oh
not
man, yeah,
not Shadow, but like when Sonic grabs the emerald in the cooler and everything.
yeah.
Like you had it, you made it already. But I digress. How about the what did you guys think of the robbery scene with Sonic?
Oh, well, first
Oh,
and
yeah.
foremost, like that taking place in Seattle, like it's so cool. Also, in that prequel comic, the events take place in Walla Walla, which is another place that you know, I went to a lot as a kid. I grew up by Walla Walla, so just like neat seeing Sonic like do things like by where I live is fun.
Yeah.
So like I have a bias about it there. But no, I think it's fun. We don't really get to see kind of Sonic doing like traditional crime fighting ever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I thought that was really fun, and like kind of a unique scene to this movie universe. Because like, you know, we're probably not going to see that in the games. I don't see why we would see that kind of action in the games.
Maybe
unless-
Frontiers, maybe.
Yeah. I want to see a Sonic Arkham game.
And it had a funny payoff too, I think, is what
Yeah.
helps it as well.
Yeah. You're a terrible hero.
I love the way he dismantled the truck.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's like a really clever thing too. Like I think that's
Yeah.
like something, because you know, I like with the first movie we kind of ran into like, oh, this is just like when Quicksilver does the thing in the X-Men movies. I think that was a clever way of showing like a speed power that, you know, or like use of speed that we haven't seen in a movie before.
Yeah.
You know, not like, you know, using your super speed to phase through the truck or whatever. Oh god, are you kidding? Oh no, oh god, oh no.
Better make sure one of those fish don't latch onto you then.
Yeah, I just gotta earn some more money here. Gotta go to the casino night zone and smoke my lungs dry real quick. Are you kidding? 2 in a row? This is horrible. Just give me some rings. Just any amount of rings. That'll do. Great. Let's leave this hellhole. I'm out of here. Oh, hi, Opie.
Yeah, but I love the scene, and also I got really mad at Sonic when he said to Tom later, because Tom's kind of reprimanded him for what he did in Seattle.
Yeah.
And Sonic says, "You're supposed to be my friend. Stop pretending to be my dad." And it's like, Sonic, don't be a jerk.
Yeah.
That's Tom Wickowski.
Yeah.
Sonic, you can't just talk to your dad like that.
Yeah. Sonic had he's fresh out of a showing of 2022's The Batman.
Sonic is the kind of guy who would,
You're not my
who would
dad.
like, movie Sonic anyway. He is
Yeah.
the kind of guy who would like do something dramatic if he had just seen a movie, or
100%.
something like that.
That's probably why I relate to Sonic so much in these movies. I'm like, yep, that's me. Opie, you cannot be crawling around here, buddy. I thought that like maybe by letting you hang out in here, it would be like, you know, you'd stop scratching at my door, but
Ignore the purring. He's just trying to butter you up.
he really is. He's so sweet. But he smells bad. Opie, you're stinky.
And
How
he's
about
breaking
that?
all the rules today.
Yeah, you are. You're breaking all the rules. I'm letting you be in here like a nice guy. Opie, do you have anything you want to say to the viewers before I put you back out there?
He never lets me see Sonic movie 2 with him.
Oh my god, poor
He would
cat.
if he could.
That'd be a terrifying experience for him.
It would be, yeah.
Having to go all like in the car already is like scary for him. Thanks, Nate. I appreciate you hanging out.
Can't believe he prefers work over talking about Sonic
I
movie
know.
2.
I know. let's see. What else do we want to like? What's another like? I mean, like we kind of touched on
Olive
Stone.
Garden guy.
Olive Garden guy.
I thought he was fun.
Can we watch my opening animation one more time? Can we talk about how no one believed that it was Olive Garden guy in that first trailer? No one believed me.
I apologize publicly for that, so I'm not saying it again.
It was Olive Garden guy. I knew it was Olive Garden guy. Everyone convinced me that it wasn't. Enough people told me it wasn't that I was like, you're right, there's no way it can be the same old white man.
Why wouldn't it have been, though?
He looked thinner.
He did look thinner.
Well, I mean, you know, the movie takes place like, what, 7 months after? You can lose a noticeable amount of weight in 7 months.
256 days, yeah. You can. I'm sorry.
It was Olive Garden guy.
I said I'm sorry.
But Jen, because Jen was visiting, she happened to have an Olive Garden gift card on her. So we went and had Olive Garden afterwards for the bit. And her having, like, we would have went regardless, but her having the gift card was like the icing on the cake, because I was like, is it from
sure.
Uncle Sam? I love that Olive Garden got, like, they just like really steered into it too, like is canceled by 5 o'clock at the Olive Garden. And then even more so when Randall's like, I feel really bad about what happened, and he's like, don't worry, we'll send her a gift card. Like that's how he patches everything over, is with Olive Garden gift cards. Amazing.
It's great.
10 out of 10 character.
I was just reminded of
Yeah, go ahead.
when my friends and I were wrapping up for the day and trying to get me back home. We got lost for a bit, and like when we were riding our way to get back on the correct path back to my place, we happened to pass an Olive Garden, so that was pretty fun to notice.
I don't have Olive Gardens in my country, but
Is there much Italian food in Japan?
yeah, there's Italian food, but not Olive Garden. That's the real Italian food.
Yeah, that's the legit stuff, guys.
So
Soup,
long as
salad,
you
and
have spaghetti,
breadsticks
you
are
should be
the
okay.
only things available in real Italy.
But I wanted to say that this movie really had its finger on the pulse of the fans of the first movie, because like you got the Olive Garden jokes, you got
your
jokes,
meow.
Meow.
Yeah.
They did a great job. I only was wishing personally that they did a "he's a good man" joke.
I think that's
but,
almost too deep cut a reference even for like big fans of the first movie.
I know, it's my own meme, but like it really did a great job of having its pulse on what we liked in the first movie. And I was impressed. I was impressed at how much it cared, because I think it's very easy for kids movies like this to kind of just be like, oh, it's a sequel, who cares about what happened in the first one, you know?
Yeah, sure.
But this one did a great job of making sure it's like, no, we know what you liked in the first one. Now, like, oh, you made fun of Sonic flossing. You made fun of Sonic flossing in the first one. Okay, fine. Eggman's gonna floss. Like, there you go.
It's still gross.
Yeah, the fact that they were just like, just floss again. Everyone, like, it feels like every time I watch the movie, there's someone in the theater just going, "Oh," when that part happens.
I don't get what the issue is, but I think it's great.
Because Fortnite is cringe, Dennis.
It's really not. It's just kids having fun.
Yeah,
and
you know, everybody deserves to have a good time. You can like what you like. Oh,
no, I mean, just
Come on.
not.
But like, you guys didn't do stupid things when you were a kid. Come on.
Oh yeah. What was the dumb thing that I liked as a kid?
Listen,
yeah, Sonic Adventure 2.
I enjoyed Dragon Ball Z from my own home in peace and didn't make it anyone else's problem, alright?
I definitely made Sonic Adventure 2 everyone else's problem.
Oh no, me too. Me too.
To this day, I make it my. I get it's so fun now because like now that it's mainstream, now that Sonic's mainstream, like getting to explain Shadow the Hedgehog lore to friends that I would never thought would ask me these questions is pretty funny. It's also really cool. I love that. Yeah, I definitely made a wrong turn to Albuquerque. That sucked. What's that?
But I'm a teacher, right? If you think I'm not using this position to get Sonic wherever I can, you're dead wrong. Like, Skull, you have more self-control than I do. Because, like, man, I was a kid, and if I was in a pool, I was Sonic, and I couldn't swim, and
I was in a
I'd roleplay the
pool!
heck out of it.
How fun is it to pretend that you can't swim in a swimming pool? And how
you're
concerned
Sonic,
was
it's
everybody
awesome.
else there?
Oh, well, I mean, I had my brother and stuff. And I wasn't just in the pool by myself.
Are you talking like a private swimming pool so that everyone at least knows that you're not actually drowning?
Listen, I went to a lot of pools, and if you think this was a one-time occurrence,
Who did I pretend to be in my pool? I feel like I was... No. I didn't really get into Batman until I was older.
Oh, you're a big fan, huh?
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I felt kind of the same way about Batman when I was a kid. Like, I don't know, it was a bit...
Well, my mom didn't let me watch it. Shout out to my
Really?
mom if you're watching right now, Mom. My mom didn't let me watch Batman. I got to watch it at my cousin's house because my cousins just really liked Batman, the animated series. But I didn't get super into Batman until I was like I was probably 12 or so when I got really into Batman.
So, you were gonna mention Agent Stone?
Oh yeah. First and foremost, him being introduced with Norah Jones playing in the background. I feel like that was chosen specifically for me because I love that song.
Uh-huh.
And I love Agent Stone so much, and like
Me too.
the decision to make him like become a barista, 10 out of 10. It's just
They
so
talk about
good.
nice references to the first movie.
Yeah, for
Well,
real.
I mean, but literally the thing that made me crack up is that the code word is latte with steamed,
With steamed Austrian goat milk.
Yeah, that made
anytime-
me think in the theater too. That like how did that not activate like prematurely?
I
made a
I
joke
hope
about
it did.
and then you spit it.
I really hope it did. Like, this prequel comic is really good. I don't know if this is available digitally, but because it's hard, it's kind of hard to get right now. I know that like eBay prices for it are more expensive than they should be. I feel like every Sonic comic book is way too expensive on eBay. Like it sucks. So like, if you guys have a local comic place by you, I would advise, hopping on getting a subscription to your Sonic comics so that you can make sure you get them.
They're good.
Well, if you're unbelievably poor like me, there are alternatives.
Yeah, but support art. You know what I mean? Like, there
Especially
are
Sport I Do Radio
alternatives.
right now. Yeah.
Support art. If you want it to continue, support it. But they really set up like Stone and how he literally gets his position. And it's pretty funny. But I could totally see
Scary.
like it is kind of scary. It is a little bit horrifying. You get to see a more ruthless side of Stone, and I think that like that almost. Oh geez, man, I'm doing really bad at these. That kind of really sets up how they can handle him in the third movie too.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to say that too. I wrote to Vinny about this, but with Jim Carrey possibly retiring, again, if he's under contract, there's no way he's not doing Sonic 3 if he's under contract for it. But
I don't think he is.
if he really-
I feel like
Yeah,
I
from
doubt
everything
that
they're
he-
saying,
he
it does
would
not
be.
seem like he's committed to it.
Yeah.
But either way, I kind of, and not because I don't like Jim Carrey as Robotnik, although I will say I think I like doing Sonic 1 a little more. than Sonic movie 2.
Sure.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't come back, one, I'm gonna say this a little bluntly, for thinking of like a movie audience, it might be good to not have Eggman as the villain for a third time in a row.
Yeah.
For us, it's fine, but like, you know, a normal movie though would be like it's Robotnik again.
Yeah. I think that they can totally do movie 3 like focused almost completely solely on Shadow. But I really think that there's totally room to make Agent Stone into a bigger character there too. No, Tails
for
back
sure.
down here. Okay, there we go. Okay.
And also, if Robotnik died in Sonic movie 2, which I don't think he did,
Which would make Sonic a murderer? Question mark.
I mean, he's killed people before. No big deal.
They didn't kill him. What are you talking about?
The gravity killed him.
Yeah.
No, man. Did you not see the the post credits scene? It totally, or was it the post credits? He disguised himself as a gun soldier somehow.
No,
Or
no,
at
not
least-
Stone.
Not Stone.
Not Stone.
Yeah, not
Stone. Robotnik. Okay, sorry.
No.
I misheard
please.
everything.
Please, I am a Stone aficionado. I know what happened to him. But
I missed it
I
all
apologize
4
for the
times.
it's okay. It's okay. But I would love for Stone to be a villain, kind of like, you know, he has Robotnik's manifesto and whatnot, and like working to make his visions a reality.
Yeah.
Oh, certainly.
Perfect.
Yeah. Like almost you could almost give like Shadow's Sonic Adventure 2 arc to Stone in a way. Like,
yeah,
you know, Stone is like
You took everything
is
away
carrying
from me.
Yeah, he's carrying out
'Cause he has
Robotnik's
Robotnik
wishes,
missing.
and he doesn't realize, like, you know, kind of like how horrible of a person he's being by doing it. And he kind of like turns around at the end. You could do that, or you could just you know, have him kind of like be a guy that has his hands in like all kind of, you know, he's got his hands in Gun, he's got his hands in Robotnik's kind of manifesto kind of desires. I think there's a lot of interesting ways they could go with that.
Absolutely, and I also think that with Stone, right? Like, he would be able to, because I think we all underestimate, because he's a doofus, but we all underestimate the kind of evil and dark side of Stone. But he is a bad guy, especially if you read the prequel comics, right? So like, he would be able to show Shadow, like, yo, human beings are the worst. And Shadow's like, you know what? They are the worst. Look at you, right? Until Sonic and others can kind of steer Shadow in a better direction.
Yeah.
So it's all perfect right there. And I genuinely like Agent Stone, and I do think that for some people who I've talked to, Jim Carrey's a little much for them in these movies. So let's not use Robotnik. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I like, so like, here's the thing. So like, with Shadow being confirmed, you know, like, we know that he is technically Project Shadow, and that his project dates back 50 years. But that doesn't mean that they're going to, like, for sure do, like, you know, like, his whole backstory. Like, they will certainly change it. Like, it's not going to be one-to-one. But
look at 1, 2, and 3. They've all been different.
Yeah. I love all the people that be like, this is way too early. The next movie should be Sonic CD, and then they can do Sonic Adventure, and then 3D Blast. And it's just like, no, they're not, guys.
3D Blast.
It doesn't have to be literally every single Sonic game in order as a movie. They're gonna take the best elements of the most iconic things, because they're not guaranteed to make, you know, 40 movies. It's not happening.
Yep. We're looking at 3.
Yeah, we are. We truly are. I mean, and we'll see Because I mean, like, it's greenlit, but I mean, you know, it's definitely happening, right? It's the movie two's made so much money at this point. But
Yeah.
sorry, I don't want to like I've looked at this like 4 times, and then I've like had other things that we've wanted to say. But Shadow of Sephiron, thank you for the $7.99. Thank you for the channel support. I think Stone and Shadow could be awesome if that's the case. Shadow could be the main threat while Stone helps him understand the current world. Yeah, and like when I was thinking about it, I was like, man, it would really suck to not get that moment from Sonic Adventure 2 where Shadow's awakened by Eggman, and you know he's like, oh, what is this top secret military project that my grandfather was working on? And he's like, it's Sonic. This is literally Sonic the Hedgehog. How did you get here? How did you know I was going to be here? And then it's revealed to be Shadow. You know, I was thinking, like, you know, it's sad that we won't be able to like get that if Jim Carrey retires. And then I realized, I was like, I mean, they can just do that scene with Stone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's fine.
Also, Lee deserves it.
Yeah. So here's like something else I've thought about. Is like, if they wanted to, they could like also have put Professor Gerald in cryosleep, so that if they like needed a different Robotnik character, they could just have, like, you know, someone else be a different Robotnik, you know what I mean? Like, it'd be kind of dumb, but like I could see them like doing that if they felt the need to.
Yeah, like as soon as you said that, I was like, well, who are you gonna cast as Jim Carrey's grandfather?
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's like the only option I could possibly think of, Wilford Brimley, is dead. So
So here's who I thought for. So Professor Gerald fan casting. My first thought was Alfred Molina, and I don't know if it's just because I have like him playing Doc Ock fresh on the mind, but like that broken scientist kind of, you know, thing that he's able to bring to the table there.
Be capable.
But that almost is like too dramatic. Like, you know, like I think these movies are. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
He died by firing squad, so I don't know what you want for too dramatic.
Right. It's hard to say what they'll take from the actual canon. You know what I mean? Like, it's interesting. I think I'm gonna do a video on what I would sort of like my fan written Sonic 3 and how I think it might go down. I think I might do that because I've been thinking about it a lot. But
yes, star down. Wilford Brimley is Gerald Robotnik. Go on, Dennis.
No, I genuinely, as much as I love Jim Carrey as Robotnik, I'm not so attached that I don't think we can move away from him. You know what I mean? And I genuinely like Stone, and Stone is popular in the fandom. He's popular in the movies, and his character is in a perfect position. That I just think, like, yeah, go with Stone. We don't need Robotnik to be here again. So that's just my take.
All right, hold on. Who would we cast as Shadow? Like, I feel like that's probably going to be like
Keanu Reeves.
Right,
Yeah,
Keanu Reeves. I think
we're saying Keanu.
Keanu Reeves. Like, I've thought Keanu Reeves like since movie 1 came out. Like, I was like, that sounds right. I predicted The Rock as Knuckles and Keanu Reeves as Shadow, but instead, you know, Idris Elba is phenomenal as Knuckles. I think that was such great casting. I think that I mean, Robert Pattinson, if they could get Robert Pattinson, his Batman voice is like so good, and I'm like, it would work. Like, I feel like it would work.
Look, the Batman fanboy.
I know. I'm
just teasing because I love you.
Other actors, though. Will Arnett.
Or that I don't think that'd work. But
Rachel Childers says Will Arnett.
Another Batman actor. Get out of here.
I was created 50 years ago, Michael.
Oh man, you know who the greatest
Look
Shadow
at Space
would be?
Colony Arc,
Andy
Michael.
Samberg.
Andy Samberg. Chris Pratt as Shadow the Hedgehog, please.
I thought about making that joke. Not gonna lie. Some people are suggesting the game VAs, and that would be cool. There's no way they're not doing a celebrity.
Yeah, no, Shadow's definitely getting a celebrity voice.
got Tails.
I'm shocked that they, like, I think that the only reason, like, Colleen is phenomenal, and I'm happy that she's in the movie. But I think that the only reason that ended up happening is really because they needed someone to voice Tails last minute for that stinger at the end of the first movie.
Yeah.
I mean, every country is literally keeping Tails the same actor as the movies, so...
As the games, you mean?
I'm sorry, yes. Like, yeah, the Tails is always the same. In Japan, it's the same. In France, it's the same and stuff.
That's so interesting. That's, like, bizarre. Like, is Tails not worthy of a celebrity voice? Yeah. Or, like... I don't know. I think it's great. I do think it's great. I think Hollywood does need to hire more real voice actors. Oh, shoot. I got squished.
But I got really, really, really angry at professional reviews because a lot of them are like, Colleen being from the games makes this feel like a much more kiddie affair, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, just voicing Tails.
What a small, smooth-brained dummy-dumb man who thinks that having a professional voice actor makes it less of a movie somehow.
It confuses me so much, and like they even said, literally, it adds to the kiddiness from the games. I'm like, what?
What in a children's movie?
Just for adults. I mean, Tom Holland would have made the movie make more. It would be just for adults.
Why didn't you get the game voice? I wanted Macaulay Culkin to be Tails.
I kind of want Macaulay Culkin as Tails.
Like current Macaulay Culkin as Tails?
Yes. And not even doing a voice, just he's just voicing, you know.
Hi there, guys. I'm Macaulay Culkin. I'm the voice of Tails.
I can see it.
This is a nightmare world you guys are putting into the here we go. Okay. Here we go.
We're talking. We're talking about Sonic 3. Don't forget about Sonic and Sonic the series with Knuckles.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, I mean, like, do you think that they would introduce another like major Sonic character in Knuckles the series? I mean, they'll probably do Locke. They'll probably do Dr. Finitivius. They'll probably do.
They're not gonna do those.
Laura
They're making a joke. They're not
yes,
gonna touch those.
I'm 100% making a joke. I
just happy you know who Locke is.
Listen, man. I've read quite a bit of Archie back in my day. I've been considering reading it all from the beginning and doing a video like every 50 issues and like doing like kind of a
I would love to join you for those.
It would be.
I have every issue, man. I would love.
You have every issue.
Ever, yeah.
Wow.
Even the one where Sally smacks Sonic senseless.
Of course, and Sonic and she calls him selfish.
I recently acquired the Hulk Hogan Robotnik issue.
Yes.
What? What? Excuse me?
There's a panel in Sonic the Hedgehog issue 75 by Archie Comics where it's talking about because so like in the Archie Comics, Dr. Robotnik dies in issue 50. Like the true Dr. Robotnik dies in issue 50, and a Dr. Robotnik from a different universe downloads himself into like a body into the main Sonic universe. But he's like, I couldn't decide which body to go with, and like it's like a lineup of all these different Robotniks, and one of them is just Hulk Hogan Robotnik.
Oh, dude, maybe I should have kept reading past issue 50 all those years ago. The giant wrestling fan in me.
You missed not a lot. I won't lie to you. You missed not a lot for like 120 issues.
Yeah,
and then it got pretty decent for a while, and then
I was getting so bored with the storyline by the 50th one. I was like, the first 25 were like really funny and nice reads and all, and then like, what happened?
I don't know. Issue 126, Lost in Space Part 1. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
If I don't plug it every time I talk about Archie,
is that your favorite issue of all time?
It's my most sentimental. I don't think it's the best issue by any means of the imagination, but my father got it for me when we were on a vacation. He's like, here, I saw this one, like no reason, just a kind little, hey, I saw this when I was out at the store.
Yeah.
And it just like it's very sentimental. I have it
Yeah.
framed on my wall, here. So
That's awesome.
It's a story where Sonic ends up he stops Robotnik from doing this Doomsday device, but it ends up killing Sonic, and by killing I mean it sent him through like a portal, and
Yeah.
he wakes up on an alien world, and it's just really cool to see Sonic in such a different environment. So I like it. I like Archie, but also there's a lot of stuff where I kind of got to roll my eyes at Archie.
It's kind of funny because I've been going through going through a lot of like Archie like back issue stuff, and like I'll look at the cover art and it makes me like really excited, and I'm like, oh man, I want to crack that open and just like see what was going on at this point in the series, because like I know like everything that really like happened for the most part, like all the major kind of stuff, but like I never like read all of it all the way through. But like I think what I really got, so I read everything probably like the first like 100, or probably right at like the first 100, because I think where these stop. Anyway, I read the Sonic Archives is what I did as those were coming out. And so like I've read like basically the first 100 issues that way, and like it's funny because like what a lot of it is to me anyway is the cover art is awesome, and then you get inside and you're like, this is not what I expected.
Oh man, what's Sonic doing
it-
crying in jail? I gotta see this. Oh, Ken Penders.
That was an issue. That was one of like, that was like maybe a year or so after I started getting into the comics, because I think I started reading the comics probably around issue 135. It was like right around when Shadow returned in the comic books was when I started reading.
They gave him yellow fur for a little bit, by the way.
They did, yeah.
He
He had yellow chest fur, yeah.
Is it more?
But yeah, like the Good, the Bad, and the Unknown was like one of the big
Dude, that
comic
Sonic
events that
battle, the Sonic
cover.
battle cover.
Yeah, my cat ripped that cover apart, but I still got it.
Oof.
During the battle.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like my first big Archie issues. Were those ones?
Archie, like I said, I do think IDW is consistently better.
Oh
But
yes,
Archie-
100%.
I think people forget that Archie ran for so long that of course it was going to have the ups and downs.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
I didn't
that's
really
just
do
the
like
thing,
that.
because like because the IDW series has only really been going on for 4 years, and if it goes on for as long as Archie, there is going to be a bad period.
Right, yeah.
Oh yeah, some are we already.
I
there.
mean-
I don't think so.
I feel like the creative team though is like so much more solid, because like at this point in the franchise there's so much more to pull from, first and foremost, but like also like you know, they don't have to like make up all these like weird kind of like off kilter, like Sonic kind of knows it has a more of an identity now, right? Rather than in the early 90s when they had to create its own identity for it, and a lot of it didn't work. Like we know, like, you know, characters like Tangle and Whisper are so cool, and I really like Dr. Starline also. I think that they're great, and I feel like Archie did have to kind of walk so that IDW could run in a lot of those ways.
And it also helps that Sega isn't being quite as restrictive with IDW and what they're allowed to do.
Sure.
They're very restrictive. They're very restrictive. On
They're still very restrictive with the Sonic IP for some reason. Thank God that they don't extend that control to the movies. But you know, not
movies
quite as.
are
Did you
freebie.
see the Archie list of demands? Like that was ridiculous.
Oh, I know. That was because of Ken Penders, and Sega was like,
Yeah,
okay,
the whole
you know what?
Ken Penders thing like ushered in. Like I'm surprised that the stories that came out after that look interesting to me. I would like to check some of that out.
Oh, yeah, some of them were pretty good.
Yeah, the whole I don't know what the arc is called at all, but like when they brought Breezy of all characters back, and she organizes like a tournament and scratching around
She
her
organized
just-
with the
Sonic the
chaotics.
Fighters.
Yeah, they just do
Organizing
Sonic the
Sonic the
Fighters
Fighters.
like like
Yeah, like
250 issues in, they're like Sonic the Fighters.
yeah, just everything I've
No, I'm
seen about
happy.
that particular arc looked
In the
really
middle, and it's in the
fun.
middle of Sonic Unleashed that it's happening. Like,
Chaos control.
insane. Shadow Sephiron, thank you so much. I appreciate the channel support. Okay, last thing, I swear, I'm sorry. Don't be sorry. How dare you join the conversation? We appreciate you being here. But Vinny, how much do you think they'll follow SA2 in movie 3? Most important, do you think Shadow will live or die? That's a good question, actually.
That is a good question.
Oh man, I got a shield and I died immediately. I think he'll live because that character is too popular.
Yeah, I think they kind of learned from their experience with.
I
SC2.
will
Then again, like I said,
applaud
Sega doesn't
them.
have control over that.
If they kill him, I will applaud them. I mean that is if they take as much inspiration from SA2 as I would like them to. I don't think they'll take as much as I think that it will be a general kind of premise almost. Like I think that Gun will capture Sonic like. So here's what like could potentially happen anyway. I've run a few things over in my brain, but like I think that we could see Gun awakening Shadow, right? Like Gun was formed in this movie universe like a year ago. So like Shadow doesn't hate Gun like he wouldn't in the regular universe.
That's very true.
So like Olive Garden guy could awaken Shadow for all we know. How funny would that be? Shadow also is obsessed with Olive Garden. That'd be really funny.
Shadow,
I wish.
I've
Like-
awakened you. You must swear your allegiance.
Like
Olive Garden.
to the United States and all its interests, as well as the Olive Garden. Just like a scene of them at like a 2-person table at Olive Garden, like talking about their plans.
What are
Olive
breadsticks?
Garden is so good. I wish Italy was real.
Shadow's the goth girlfriend.
Yeah. Got you.
But you know, like I think that like maybe what could happen is Stone awakens Project Shadow, and like Gunn knows about it. So like you know, I don't know if the whole like mistaken identity thing for Sonic is going to be a thing, or if like the general public would rather kind of turn against Sonic because like you know they couldn't tell the difference, and Gunn doesn't want to admit it. You know what I mean? So like,
Despite everything you did for them, eventually they will turn on you.
yeah, yeah. So we could see kind of that situation. Also, I think it's really funny that Olive Garden guy is the same character essentially at this point as the gun commander.
Gun commander.
Yeah, Commander Abraham Tower. Yeah. Damn you!
You killed my family.
Maria was my only family,
Your
but
only
worst of all,
family.
my family.
God, the storytelling in that game.
10 out of 10. Who submitted the? I forgot. I think it was maybe Shadow Sephiron. Was it you that submitted the rewrite of Shadow the Hedgehog? Because I'm reading that right now. Like I'm about halfway through that. It's kind of fun. I don't remember who submitted that, but thank you for whoever sent that my way. It's fun to read. I like it when you guys get creative.
All right, I have a question to propose to everybody. That's you two and chat. You know, over the years, Eggman and / Robotnik have had a lot of henchmen, right?
Yeah.
Little lackeys. We've had Scratch and Grounder and Coconuts. We've had Deco, Boko, and Bokun. We've had Sleet and Dingo. We've had Snively. We've had Crabmeat. We've had Orbot and Cubot. And we have Agent Stone. Am I out of line to suggest that Agent Stone is the best one?
No, Agent Stone is far and away the best one. I think Orbot and Cubot are like fun. They're kind of just like worse Boko and Deco when you think about it. But like Snively is also a great character that like I don't know, like has potential, but I think Starline is like the better version of Snively.
Yeah. No,
but Agent Stone is just like he's just fun, you know what I mean? Like
Stardown, Sleet and Dingo don't exist.
Wait, what did they say?
You said, what about Dingo and Sleet?
You know, Sleet and Dingo.
You know what's
Favorite
funny
character.
is the guy that voiced Robotnik in that show, Gary Chalk,
Yep,
is like,
in the
Yeah.
first movie.
yeah, he's one of the I think he's like the Navy leader.
And he's Grounder as
Ian
well.
Pearce will have-
Oh
Ian
yeah,
Pearce
he
will
was
have
Grounder.
a-
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alexia,
smokes.
classic
Come on,
Sonic
kid,
line.
try it.
He's smoking like 40 cigarettes, isn't he? He's got like a whole bunch of them.
He's got so many.
Alexia, thank you for the channel support. We appreciate it. Sonic 2 is one of those movies that I would watch again. Oh, yeah. My LOL moment is during the wedding when the priest was an agent of gun and had a weapon in the Bible. Wish I could stay longer, but I gotta go to sleep. Happy Easter. Thank you, Alexia. I appreciate it. No, that part kills me too when she's like, "Are you an agent?" And he opens it up and shows his little taser in there, and then he does the cross.
Jojo,
Okay.
are you an agent too?
But let's speak about, you know, the negative of the movie. I think it can
Yeah.
be agreed upon that the wedding stuff goes on too much.
Yeah. Like on my first viewing, like I
Yeah.
did kind of think like this is what everyone will talk about as like the low point of the movie, but
Yeah.
it's not like a bad part. Like I still think it's fun.
Yeah.
It just does
Yeah.
overstay its welcome a little bit. Yeah. Like I think
it's
we
not
get
bad
some
at all. It could've just been a
amazing
little
moments from Rachel in that. Like I this movie really does like greatly improve Rachel's character. Like we still don't
yeah.
really have an explanation for why she hates Tom for no reason, but you know, we don't really need one, I guess. But like,
No.
Yeah, you know,
it's just bizarre in the first
angry
movie
in-law.
when she's just her first line in the first movie is just DIVORCE, and it's just like, why?
Yep.
Tom is like the nicest dude ever. So like, it's I don't know.
But I will say, like, I
You
think
looking
all
for the
wedding
electric
stuff
shield,
actually-
Vinny?
I don't know this game as well as you do, so I'm just looking for.
It's right on over
big
to your
rings,
left, and
but-
oh, too late. Never
that's
mind.
all right.
What were you saying, Dennis?
I was just saying that I think the wedding stuff is actually great up until the point where we're following Maddie and Rachel trying to save Sonic and Tails. That's when after a while it's like, okay, you gotta wrap this up. Like this is
Sure.
going on way too long.
Yeah,
But everything besides that was
As
I
a
think that
as a
it
big
would've
enjoyer of Mai Tais, I will say that
Mm-hmm.
I respect that this movie gave me a clip of Sonic saying "Have a Mai Tai," so that I can just play it whenever I want to have a Mai Tai, and I can feel like
you know, that's exactly what Sonic said. Word for word.
yes. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut
Sonic
you
also
off,
says
Skull.
holy crap. Sonic also says holy crap in the movie.
And holy sherbert!
Yep.
there you go, Vinny.
Sonic.
That's the electric shield.
Thank you.
You're getting a
Make
little
sure to
too,
hit Robotnik egg times. Egg times. I meant 8. Oops. I'm getting taken over by him. Egg. Anyway.
Egg!
Yeah, definitely. I think that the rescuing could have definitely gone without like all the stops, because they get stopped like 2 times, and it's like, well, why not just have them immediately use Tails as gadgets and get it done like a little bit faster? But I think that Rachel's bits were like super duper fun, for the most part.
Yeah.
it's the one negative.
One of the biggest laughs
One other-
at like every screening I've gone to has been when she goes, "I did not mean to do that," but also when she's pointing the gun at the gun commander,
Yep.
and she's like, "Looks like it's real." 10 out of 10.
Yep.
I love that part. I would keep that for sure. But
Yeah, you just got to find some bits to condense down.
right, yeah.
Yeah. Also, let's also realize that there are going to be parents who are like, thank God, human beings. I don't agree with it, but
Yeah.
that's definitely going to be what they think. But can we also appreciate that Rachel absolutely hates Sonic and probably Tails as well, just like a proxy. But,
Oh
like,
yeah.
She was so pissed off at Randall that it didn't even matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Gun Commander in that scene calls him Agent Handle. And I don't know if that's just supposed to be Gun Commander being like oblivious and like a jerk and like not knowing people's names, or if
Yeah.
it's just like if his name is Randall Handle, because if his name is Randall Handle, that is friggin' hilarious. I love it.
I'm reminded of Clerks, the animated series. That's a pretty deep cut thing for me to be reminded of, but there's a similar joke in there.
Yeah.
Something I didn't notice in the movie, actually, like when I was actively viewing it, but Cybershell, creator that does Sonic stuff, and others I have a great respect for. He did his review, and I have to count this on my negatives for the movie too. Now that I realize it, thanks to his review, nobody took care of Ozzy.
No, I know my second viewing of the movie, I noticed that. My headcanon is that they took him to Wade's house. Is my headcanon.
I would hope so.
But yeah, they definitely just we see Ozzy like get scared, and then we don't see him until the baseball scene. So my headcanon is that Sonic took him to Wade's, though, because like I think that they probably were like, we have to go back and get Ozzy. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what you hope happened, but as far as the movie is concerned, we don't see anything. Which
or maybe even like, let's get a comic. Let's make a petition. Have the same creative team do a comic that's like Ozzy finds his way home, and he's running away. He's running away, and like he knows where Wade lives, so he runs and goes and stays at Wade's house for a bit.
Yeah, we need some closure on this issue.
I don't want to be rude, but there's a very obvious reason why what happened to Ozzy. He's too powerful.
You're right. Yeah, if Ozzy had the Master Emerald, dude, we'd be screwed.
Exactly.
So actually, you know what? I wanted to talk about this, and I didn't when we were talking about Supersonic. When Knuckles is all like, "Don't touch him. He holds the power of the emeralds.
Right.
He's not the Sonic you once knew." They legit tricked me into thinking that they were about to do Fleetway Supersonic.
Same.
I was like, no way.
I need to remember this. Or issue 126 of the Sonic Tussle Part 1.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
You said that so fast, I didn't even know what you said.
No, I literally thought, like, I was like, is this what they're going to set up for the third movie? Is the third movie the quest for Sonic? Like, are we, like, going to have to stop Super Sonic and, like, save real Sonic? Like, that's insane. I can't believe they're doing that. But then they were just like, just kidding.
League. That's Justice League, dude.
I guess.
Superman is a hero? Nope, just make him dark.
Yeah.
That's all we know how to do now.
But, I mean, like, Justice League only does that for, like, 10 minutes. Like, it's, like... resolved. Even in Zack Snyder's Justice League, it's not that long of a sequence.
No, but DC cannot resist.
Let me just say that I am not a fan of turning Superman evil all the time
now.
It's like literally, and like we keep getting media like I understand The Boys and Invincible, like, you know, they've been a thing for a long time. But, like, you know, like, evil Superman, you know, trope. It's just, I'm exhausted by it. I don't love Injustice. Like, I don't think Injustice is, like, the greatest thing, like, in the world. It's a fun fighting game, but I don't think the plot is, like, incredible. Like, a lot of people, like, are like, this is the best DC story of all time. And I'm like, it's fine. I cannot see, even in a world where... like, what happens and that happens, I still cannot see Superman being like, I am going to be a mass murderer dictator. Like,
I hate it, man.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound fun.
One thing I also want to bring up about the movie, that it's a small inconsistency, but it's one you just have to accept, is did you notice how Sonic's powers are really dumbed down from the first one? Like, they're much weaker in this one than they were in movie one. Like, in the movie when he could stop time and everything and whatnot. But
I mean, he does kind of do that.
Do that in the
like the avalanche scene is kind of where he does that.
But like in the scene where they're in the cave with Wonka, also thank you for the Babylonian language being in that scene. Thank you so much.
I would not have caught that had Tyson not said anything about it. I would not have caught that.
I saw it, and I was just like, oh. But that scene where all of Eggman's drones are pointing the lasers. That cool shot of Sonic and Tails in the cave
Yeah.
that spins around them. And it's like, Sonic, you can easily get out of this. Like, there's
Yeah.
no reason you can't get out of this.
Yeah.
But you also need to be like, there's no movie.
Right. Yeah.
If we go that way.
Yeah. Or like when when unnamed beautiful dancing man with a tattoo of himself on his chest.
Yeah.
God, that guy's amazing. But when he stuffs the map in his crotch, like,
Yep.
or like, just like when it's on his shoe, Sonic could have definitely just like, run over and grabbed it. But
Or like,
Yeah.
when they grab Sonic and Tails and throw him into the fire, and it's like, Sonic, you can very easily get out of this.
yeah,
But again, then there's no movie. So.
yeah,
I think it's maybe more so a case of them either trying to show that Sonic has better control of his powers than he does in the first movie.
yeah.
or,
Like he doesn't want to
maybe
hurt
like when
anybody. Yeah,
like when they're throwing him into the fire or about to. Vinny, you were right by Blue Spheres. Like maybe
I was looking for. I wanted to get a perfect, but I've already screwed it up. So
It's okay, man. Maybe he's not going as hard as he could for the sake of not wanting to hurt anybody.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's what I was thinking too.
I mean, it is, at the end of the day, it's also, don't worry about it. It's fine.
Sorry, my coworker is seeing the movie for the first time right now. He says, "Is there a post-credit scene?" Yes.
You should tell him no because technically speaking, there isn't one. It's in the middle of the credits.
Yeah. He said post-credit scene or mid-credit scene. I said yes. Stay for the mid-credits in all caps.
We haven't really talked too much about like the actual experience of seeing it in the theater. I know we've talked about like plot elements of the movie and stuff like that, but
I mean, I think I have the experience, but
yeah, you probably have the experience. We should save the best for last when it comes to that. But just two things that I noticed when I was watching the movie, and I looked at it too after the fact because Vinny has mentioned like, oh man, you gotta see this in Dolby and whatnot. And I could like everything that you were describing about seeing the movie in Dolby was what I felt. So like when there was like giant booms going off, like it felt like my chair was shaking and stuff like that. But like apparently, if they have it, they don't mention it. The very theater that I saw the movie in, I double checked. And it doesn't mention anything about like dynamic sound or anything of the sort. So I'm left wondering if I actually saw it in that or if it just happened to be the case that the chairs shook whenever there was a boom.
Yeah, you just probably had a theater with a good sound system. But like Dolby Atmos is like a premium offering that like most, I feel like most big theater chains anyway will have it. I know that like a couple of like smaller local theaters I in like my hometown have it too. But it's basically just like a really, really souped up sound system and the projector is different too. But it's mostly about the sound for a Dolby movie. Yeah, seeing a movie in Dolby is truly like a really awesome experience.
One thing I'll just comment on, because I actually gotta get going in a sec. But one, as you guys know, I went to the Navy base. I traveled very far to go to the Navy base just to see this movie, and it was worth it. But one thing that was so cool is when Sonic and Knuckles are fighting each other, and they're glowing red and blue. It is so cool having the theater literally light up, like the right side is blue and then the left side is red, and it just looks so awesome. I genuinely was blown away by how cool the color coding was for the movie. And yeah, I hadn't been in an American theater in a long time, right? But getting to experience it with Americans in a very different environment from how Japanese theaters do it was very interesting.
I bet, dude.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that. So like, I like a theater on base. What's that like?
It's just a small little theater. It looks like a movie theater, but very small, very
Yeah.
minimum. But
Would you
yeah,
compare it to like the size of a typical like shopping mall movie theater where they got like maybe 100 seats?
I think they had 200 seats. I don't remember. I really don't remember. But I was more concerned about just getting in.
Yeah,
But,
I
it's a
can
single-
understand that.
It's a single screen and stuff, so nothing too, nothing too mind blowing there. But yeah, it was really fun, and the fact that I was able to actually go see it before August
Yeah.
in theaters made me very, very, very happy. So
I imagine so.
yeah, I mean, I was so scared I wasn't going to be able to see it. So I mean, that's basically it. The movie was great. The kids got really scared with the whole I can taste the electricity in your brain. They got really scared by that. And they really, really, really liked the funniest joke in the entire movie was, "Did your butt just turn into a helicopter?"
My nephew
And
loves that too. Yeah.
They lost it. They lost their minds. It was great. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Sonic Movie 2. It was a movie tailor-made for me, and I really enjoyed it. And I want to see it again as soon as possible. And I will not insult Sonic Movie 1. I'm not about that. But I will say that, yes, Movie 2 is better. And I am very, very excited for Movie 3. And some people are nervous, like you said, Vinny, about how they're going to do 3 with Shadow and everything.
Hmm.
Which I say, I think they've earned our trust with
Yeah.
these 2 movies.
No, I do too.
Certainly.
Don't worry about it. Let's just enjoy what they do. It's not going to be SA2 exactly anyway. None
Yeah.
of these are adaptations.
I mean,
They're,
like, not Sonic X wasn't SA2 either. Like, I mean, like it
No.
was, but it wasn't. Like it was SA2, but
No.
exponentially worse.
Yep. And with Chris Thorne.
Although I will say they added that scene where like the 2 characters no one cared about went and interviewed that gun soldier, and he was the one that killed Maria, and like he had all that
that's
guilt
actually
about
like
it.
a really interesting
That's
angle.
that was cool, but the rest of that I don't really care.
I totally understand. But yeah, let's just look forward to 3. I know there's some skepticism, but like, don't diss 1 because 1 walked so 2 could run.
Mhm.
And like, let's be optimistic because I think the movie series has done more than enough to justify our faith in them. So yeah, movie's great. I would give it a 9 out of 10. And besides that, I really can't wait to buy it and own it so I can watch it whenever I want. And I'll update you guys later on when I see the Japanese version. I'll let you know what I think of that one. So
Can't wait.
that's it. Yeah, but thank you, Vinny, for having me. It's cool. Thank you for letting me chat with you as well.
Dude,
no
thank
problem.
you. Thank you so much for being here.
Dennis, real quick.
Yeah.
You got to get back to me on when we can record our little bit for the podcast.
Oh, absolutely, man. I'll let you know.
All right, cool.
So-
Thank you.
All right, bye everybody. Have fun, and Sonic 2 won't make you blue. That's the note I chose to end. I'll see you later.
Everyone,
Bye,
everyone
Dennis.
says that all the time. I was gonna try and show a couple like pictures that we took at the theater, but for whatever reason they like won't go into Streamlabs. Streamlabs is wonky right now. Like my background ain't moving. It's supposed to move.
Can
But-
I mention the other things about
Oh, yes.
the theater experience?
Of course.
All right. Just in addition to the fact we saw this at my favorite theater of all time, and it was it's a new movie that had only been out for a day when we saw it, so it was obviously in one of the bigger theaters that they have
Yeah.
for the newer movies. I got to sit in my preferred seat, the very middle of the back row, with 2 fantastic friends from online that I got to meet in person for the first time, and
Oh, that's awesome.
all of that felt so wonderful. And just the cherry on top of that all, This was the very first movie in my entire life that I ever went to see where when the credits started, it received an
An
ovation.
applause. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody started clapping, and I was so happy I had to join in with them. Like, oh man, it felt so good, dude.
Dude, it's
when
seriously,
that went on.
it's probably, for me too, it might be like top, like at least top 5 viewing experiences in a movie theater. If not the number one. Like,
Absolutely.
it was really, really cool. Cause like much like you, yeah, I got to, KN came all the way from, far away to come see the movie with us. Jen also journeyed from far away, from not as far, but like put in a lot of effort to come and see it with us, and also got to see it with a new friend of mine, Ruff. If you're in the chat still, I was happy to have you there, man. And of course my girlfriend, seeing just getting to share all the things that I love and the things that she loves.
Yeah, and then you took your nephew, and that was apparently his first movie.
Yeah, I got to do that just this week, so that was really cool. But yeah, no, like that first viewing experience was like awesome, because I avoided all the spoilers. I had been off social media for a few reasons the past the weeks leading up to it. I was one ring away from getting an extra life. Dang it. But it was so cool. Yeah, and so that was me meeting Jen for the first time. Well, actually, that wasn't us meeting for the first time, but getting to hang out for the first time in person. Because
Right.
I met Jen incidentally at a convention once. But it was really, really special and very fun. And yeah, when Knuckles comes through the ring at the start, the whole theater went, "Oh no!"
Yeah.
it just, everyone was reacting respectfully, it wasn't anybody overstayed their welcome about overreacting to something. And
Yeah, that too. I was really, because it was a mid-afternoon showing, so that there were going to be kids there and
Yeah.
stuff. I was really surprised. Sometimes the kids would chirp something, but it wasn't like they weren't well behaved in the movie. And everybody was very respectful, I think, of their fellow patrons. And the craziest thing was that really my buddy Simp, who been friends for 4 years. Again,
Yeah.
we met up for the first time IRL. I was not ready for her excitement. She was sitting right next to me, squirming around when Tails showed up or did something that she thought was adorable, or the little noises she would make.
Yeah.
And patting the armrests on the chairs. No, it just added to the experience. It didn't make it annoying at all.
For sure.
Everybody
Yeah.
was excited, but it
Yeah.
was a very civil, respectful excitement.
Yes, and that was exactly our theater too. It's just it's what you've always wanted. It's a theater full of Sonic fans watching an incredible Sonic movie, and let me tell you, so I saw it that first time. I exploded when that Shadow the Hedgehog scene happened, and I had tickets to see it again on that Friday, because we went on Thursday, and I had got, oh my god, that was so stupid of me. I just stood there underneath that. I had gotten tickets to see it again Friday night, because I was anticipating doing my stream at a normal time, and so I was just going to see it again on Friday at 9:30, I think was the showing, and I ended up having to go into work and help somebody out, but I got done with that sooner than I thought I would, and I was like, well, I've got this much time until my Sonic movie showing, and then I was like, hold on, there's a showing at 7, the movie's 2 hours long, I could
I
go
have a
watch
half
it back
an
to
hour.
back. And so I was just like, I'm gonna do it. So I went and saw it in Dolby. So I saw it in Dolby for that first hour, and then oh shoot, I bounced past it. No. And then I for the second showing was just a regular showing, but that Dolby theater was sold out. I was literally the last ticket, and so it was really, really cool to watch it in a packed theater and like kind of know what to kind of look for to like watch the people react. And there was a young girl seated next to me. She was probably like 11. And like when that shadow scene happened, watching her just go like, oh, and like the whole theater just like gasping and just being like, it's Shadow, like hearing that come from like 12 different directions. And then like when it cut to black after Shadow opened his eyes, that little girl just went, they are so screwed. Like it was just the funniest thing. Oh man, it was great. And then just like hearing all these excited kids talking about Shadow and like just like Sonic lore in general, like it's just something that doesn't happen, like you don't go out and just hear people talking about Sonic lore. So like just being in a like space where everyone is just excited and talking about this thing that I love, and they get, being able to share that with people is so awesome. And I am so thankful to Jeff Fowler and everyone who worked on these movies. Like, thank you so much, like for letting us have this, you know what I mean? And like, I love these movies. They're so good.
I had totally forgotten about the crowd reaction to Shadow until
I went past the ring again.
That you're gonna have to like jump down and then try to
go to the
wall,
side. Yeah. Man.
Like when Shadow showed up, he got like an ovation. I think that's the only time I like really got vocal during the viewing. I was like, "Let's go!"
Yeah.
It was so fun. And then that reminded me. Actually, I'm surprised I completely forgot about this. You know what? One of the more interesting events at the end of the movie was for my theater experience.
What's that?
Some guy lost his keys in the recliner in the row in front of him, and there was like a big pan. Like a bunch of the patrons were trying to like help him, and theater staff as well.
Something similar happened when the last time I saw Batman. The people behind me, I was sitting like towards. So it was one of the last days Batman was going to be in IMAX, and I typically sit in the middle of the IMAX, but I was like, I want to see this like it's just ginormous. So I sat in like the third row. Like I was just like, I just want to break my neck watching Batman today. And the row behind me was full too for some reason. Like it was like not a super full theater because like I said, it was like the last day it was going to be in IMAX. They dropped either their phone or their keys or something like halfway through the movie. And like every now and then they just start fidgeting trying to get it. And so like once the credits I still missed it. This is really hard. I really want this ring though, so we're gonna do it. But I'll give it one more try, I guess.
If Vinny gets it and the Chaos Emerald, someone donate $50.
Oh wow, yeah, sure. Please. But anyway, they once the lights came on, I was like, did you guys lose something? And they're like, oh, don't worry, we found it. Because apparently when the lights came up, they hadn't actually dropped it into my row. They dropped it into the seat next to them.
Well. I was a bit perplexed because like the row of seats and like the seats that were in front of us
use tails to get. That's
like
a good idea.
fairly like we were fairly spaced out. Using tail is a good idea. The seats were fairly spaced out, so I was really surprised that someone would lose their stuff in the row like in front of us.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. That might have fixed my problem. There we go.
Hey, nice.
All right. Hopefully I don't screw it up this time.
Come on, Minnie, you can do it. $50.
How about this? You give me $50 and I get a Chaos Emerald. I can't believe that everyone in this chat has to donate $50 if I get this Chaos Emerald. Oh no.
That's okay. At least you didn't get like stuck on
The
the middle
middle one. Yeah.
Dude, I got so self-conscious about my ability to do it. that before I went to bed, I practiced it like a whole bunch until I could do it like 3 times consistent in a row.
Yeah.
Like I was like,
I just know I'm bad at
too
games,
good at these
so
special stages.
I just know I'm bad at them, so I just accept it.
I'm kind of hoping it's not like my reflexes starting to go. Like I'm only about to turn 28. Surely it shouldn't be this bad by now.
My coworker
I've
said,
still got some youth left.
so my coworker, who is fresh out of seeing the movie for the first time, said that was such a great movie. I enjoyed it all the way through. And then, like, his reaction to the mid-credit scene was, "Wow, that was so badass." And he said, "You're a voice actor now. That's you. I can't believe it."
You know, everyone on the in the Sonic Song 182 circle who can do a shadow should just like tweet Sonic movie and we should all just do this big group audition and hope that one of us becomes Shadow in the new
There's
movie.
no way. There's no way.
There
they'd be like,
would be
let's
absolutely
let this
no way.
dumb nerd from Seattle be Shadow the Hedgehog. They would not do that. It'd be fun though. If I got to say I worked with Ben Schwartz, life would be complete.
Oh, absolutely. So who's forking up that 50?
Sounds like you, Skull.
I don't
Ask Tom Kalinske.
Yeah, Tom, where are you?
Oh, Easy Scout got me 50 imaginary dollars. I'll take it. Thank you, man.
Hey, nice.
Okay.
First ever donation of 50 Monopoly dollars.
Up, down, ouch. Up, down, up, down. Woo.
Best crowd reaction besides Shadow? Personally, oh, you deleted it. But I'm gonna answer it anyway. Personally, I think it's just the moment that I shared before. Just, the best crowd reaction I think in the entire movie was when the credits started rolling and everybody started clapping like that. I don't know, like it just felt that the whole theater was just in tune with each other. We all agreed in that moment that the movie was really good and was worth the applause that it got.
Yeah.
Special stuff.
When I saw Batman in a preview screening, and it was really funny because like it was like quiet after like the movie ended, like no one was talking or anything, and then just like I was just like sitting there in my bat suit, and I was just like, this is really good, and so I just was like, and I just started a slow clap for it. It was very funny.
Wait, did it work? You did the
it did.
Clap meme
It
and
did.
Worked? Oh my god. Yo.
It was like everyone was like, "Oh yeah, we clapped for movies," and so everybody clapped after that.
Kimberly, I guess maybe to say something. Also, Vinny the slow clap meme is great.
In a bat suit. Also.
Yeah, in a bat suit as well. That's even better.
Uh-oh. Here he is chuckling, unlike me.
Yeah. The theater that we went to is part of what I'm going to presume is a local chain. And they're like the only movie theater chain that I know of. It's called MJR.
Oh, okay.
They have their own theme song.
Oh, you'll love to see a movie theater with their own theme song.
Yeah, like, so it had been 9 years since the last time I had seen a MJR movie. Like, the last time I saw a movie before this was Power Rangers, and that was at an AMC.
Wow.
So the previous time I saw a movie before that was Iron Man 3, and that was at
wow.
MJR. So I was hoping, like, Jesus Christ, man, it's been 9 years. I hope they still have the song. And it was really looking for a big moment there that they weren't. So like they had this big trailer about like how they've been serving the community for 40 years and bringing entertainment to people, and I was like, are they doing this instead of the song? And then all of a sudden it starts cutting to a new rendition of the song, but like it still sounds just as good, and I was like, oh my god, it's the song, this is so great. I get to scare Simp and Tori. So like what I mean by that is there's a part of the song where it goes like, it's more than just a movie, it's a big night out. And then like after that is when the crowd claps 3 times. And that happens twice during the song. And me and everyone in the crowd who knew, we clapped right on cue. And it freaked them out a bit.
It's called MJR.
Yes.
MJR Theaters. Someone has to have recorded this theme song.
Oh yeah. If there's a rip of it on YouTube,
with lyrics,
I have to listen to it.
Oh man, I'm afraid of a copyright strike, so I won't play it on stream. But I have it pulled up so I can play it for later.
Oh man, yeah. You got to check it out. It's great. I love it so much.
I love a good local chain theme song situation, man. That's so good.
Yeah, so like, it didn't like scare them, but after the fact, like when we were driving me home, I was like, oh yeah, during the theme song, did that like freak you guys out? And they were like, yeah, our theater doesn't have a song.
Our theater doesn't have a national anthem.
Yeah, I feel like it's a rite of passage, I think, for anybody who watches a movie at MJR for the first time, because my first time was at that very same theater, which is when it became my favorite movie theater, that particular one. We saw Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe for a school field trip right after we got finished reading the book. And
cool.
You know what, when the movie came out.
Yeah.
And they had the theme song back then too, and when the audience clapped during it, I was like, whoa, what? Excuse me?
Sonic!
Yeah, I said Sonic too, even though I wasn't a fan back then. Yeah, man, there's just so many things about that experience I could just ramble on about. Just
it seriously is like I said, it might. Why did I die just now? Time over. Oh my god. It's because I wasted all that time getting that Chaos Emerald.
Well, at least when you're at the checkpoint.
I just got a checkpoint, yeah.
Yeah, your time will be at 0, so...
Great. Lost all those
At
rings,
least you'll
though.
get a better
Sucks.
time bonus. What were you gonna say? I was talking about, like, the
just,
sheer
like,
amount of stuff we could talk about.
Like, it's just, like, it was such a good movie-going experience.
Absolutely.
Like, every time I've seen it has been excellent. It's a great movie.
Indeed, like from the day before, I guess, is when the hype really started, and I did the same thing I did just before I saw the first movie, when I watched like a bunch of Sonic media, and I had my buddy Rabid there for that. I did a whole thread on Twitter about it. From that point until like the very moment that I got home was just, amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that got home the next day, I should say.
It kind of been a rough few weeks on my end, and it kind of took away from like what would have been my like hype leading up to it, and like I said, I was on social media for a couple reasons, but one of the reasons was spoilers. What is that bat guy doing here? I missed all my rings. Oh god, don't kill me. Because that's typically what I would do too, is just like absorb all of the other Sonic media. But like the night before, I turned on Sonic Movie 1 and I watched it, and then the next morning my girlfriend was like, I was asleep, so I want to watch it now. So we watched it again. Those balloons come back, right?
They don't, but you could use Tails.
Oh, you're right. You're so right. Thank you. I always forget about Tails. How could I?
I suppose if you off-screened them, they would come back. But like, okay, you got to be a little more careful about it. But you could definitely do it.
Yeah. But yeah, we watched Sonic Movie 1 that morning, and then it was just playing Sonic gems, just like bangers, and went and got some McDonald's Sonic Happy Meals, and then Jen and KN showed up, and it was just a good day. It was just a really good day. So.
Yeah, that's how I'm describing it too. It was just such a good day, even though we were already on a serious time crunch, so we didn't get to do much of anything after. Had a couple plans that had to get scrapped, but at least we were able to record our video. That was like the most important thing.
Yeah, nice.
Like it was, I don't know, it was just so cool to I was rambling about all the local sites. We gave my mom a visit at her work.
Fun.
And then it was really fun to discover that the hotel that I recommended to them just so happened to be like a few buildings away from the theater.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then while we were pulling out to go to the theater and see the movie, we discovered that there is a Sonic drive-in also literally right there. And that's the first time I ever had the restaurant.
No way.
As well. Yeah,
Did you get a chili
Sonic...
dog?
I did not, because I didn't feel like I would be able to handle it. And
They're
honestly,
not very good.
It seems like it was the right call, to be honest, because the chicken tenders looked really good in the commercials. They ended up just being okay.
Yeah.
The garlic toast sucked. Least toasty toast I've ever had, with zero garlic toast flavor. The tater tots were good, but they destroyed me somehow because of how greasy they were. And then the caramel milkshake was actually really good. So yeah, the meal from Sonic was okay. I don't know if I'll ever have them again, unless if it's for another caramel milkshake.
Fair.
But it was worth it though to finally have it for the first time after knowing of their existence for the last 16 years.
Yeah.
And especially right after seeing the Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Yeah. That's fun.
Yeah, it was just, I don't know, it some things didn't work out, but the things that did work out were so worth it.
Yeah. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Oh, birthday cake shakes, huh? I've never had a... you know what? I don't think I've ever had a shake from Sonic. Maybe I should try one.
I know they had a couple of unusual flavors I wouldn't typically see anywhere else, but the caramel one's the only one that I'm remembering.
Ow.
Personally, I don't think that it beats Jamocha shakes from Arby's,
Ow.
but it's
Tails,
certainly...
get the ring.
Tails, pick up the ring! Tails! That was his fault.
He betrayed me. Blasphemer! Deceiver! Dishonor.
Not nice boy.
Yeah, now we're talking spoilers for Sonic the Food Place. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things I really liked about the experience with Sonic Drive-In was how my friends and I looked like complete idiots trying to order from them because we've never done it before.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, so we thought that we could just walk in through the front door, but that's the sign
Nope.
said employees only, so we were like, nope. So we tried to walk around, see if there was a customer entrance. There wasn't. So
Nope.
we're walking around the building, and then when we were right by the drive-through, a really nice guy, this employee came out and was like, "Are you trying to order?" And we were like, "Yes." He was like, "Okay, you could go to this patio out in the front, and there's a big sign there, or you could do it at one of these stations here, or whatever. It's all cool." So we waited
Oh, Tails.
outside in the 41-degree weather for 15 minutes to get
A
our
nice cap
food.
zone, dude.
I don't think it was that cold, but I definitely remember appreciating when I could feel my ears again after we went inside their hotel room to eat.
Yeah. If we got lucky, it was pretty warm. It's cold now, but while they were here, it was really warm. So they got to
I don't mind it
experience
being so cold, at least where I'm currently living, but that's a story for another day. But no, man. No, It was just, man, I could gush about it all day, dude. It was so wonderful.
I know, right? It's just fun. Like, I'm just happy that there's like a piece of Sonic media out there that's going to create all these new Sonic fans, and like, you know,
Yeah,
it's just awesome.
for sure.
Oh, yeah, I gotta hop on that thing, huh?
Yeah. Speed streak, pop culture with that legit hardcore Sonic fan hard times reference.
Oh man, yeah. That's a like record single I've been meaning to buy for like forever, and I've just never done that. Michael.
Michael.
What a weird game.
Dude. One of my favorite sound bites in any video game. Michael.
I just love the like opening screen of that game. How it's just.
Oh, dude, you know what that reminds me of? Yesterday, my buddy Rabbit, like after the stream on my channel was done, we basically just hung out all night, and he made some joke about the Sega chime, and he was like, "Ga say," and I was like, you know, there was an actual game on the Genesis that opened up saying that, right? And he was like, "There is," and I know there is, but I forget what it is, and I was so sad that I couldn't tell him what it was.
Oh, I don't know what it is either.
Yeah, I just remember seeing it in this compilation of all the Genesis openings, and
Yeah.
it was definitely the weirdest one, in my opinion. Maybe aside from that one Jurassic Park game where they had the Tyrannosaur. Yeah. I know it was the one that threw me off the most, definitely. Gotta say. So as far as like what you kind of hope to see in the third movie, I know we've speculated a little bit about that already. What with the the potential for Agent Stone as the villain, what they might be able to do with Robotnik, Wilford Brimley as Gerald Robotnik.
Right. Yeah.
But I want to give it
his own nose. Sorry. What?
I want to give a special shout out to all the people in the chat who said that they want to see Amy in the third movie. I see you, I acknowledge you, and you're absolutely correct. Amy should be in the third movie.
I feel like Amy is a character they could potentially introduce in that Knuckles show. I just don't know, like, what... With the Knuckles show, I don't know what they're aiming for, you know? I don't know if it's, like, just, like, a fun little side thing that they want to do, or if it is, like, going to be something that plays into...
like a little storyline for Knuckles that might bleed into the third movie.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna introduce Amy, like,
it would,
personally, if I was,
it does feel like it would be cheap if they introduced like any character really, like just like in the show rather than.
Yeah, unless if that character had like an established connection to Knuckles, like say if it were Rouge, for instance.
Right.
Like that would be completely understandable. But Amy as a character like is so tied to Sonic. Through her crush on him, like it would be kind of a waste, in my opinion, if she were like, oh man, here I am in this Knuckles story here I am for the first time rather in this Knuckles story. But I feel like she definitely deserves to be in the movie continuity as well, and I hope to see her there.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind like seeing them do like something different with her too, though, like. Just kind of making her a little bit more independent than like a lot, because like a lot of media shows her more so as just like, I like Sonic and that's my personality.
I definitely don't want them to go like Sonic X or Heroes with that. Like, yeah, good God, like those are the worst interpretations of her character. But if they were gonna go with like, say, Lost World, I guess, is a good example, but more so maybe like SA1 or 2 or
I
like
think-
06,
I think-
except for except for that one scene in 06.
I think that Sonic Boom is honestly like Amy at her best. If I had to
has
say,
shades of it too. Like if I were gonna write it, she would definitely have the crush on Sonic, but she would like be really like shy about that in particular. Like she would be like outgoing about literally anything else, but when it comes to liking Sonic, like that's what.
Yeah.
That's what gets her like, oh no, don't, let's talk about something else.
Yeah. I want to see Big the Cat.
Yo.
What if I would have been even more hype if the post-credit scene was the same kind of thing, but it panned up from a pair of sandals, and it was just something's biting.
Sir, we have reports that the world's greatest fisherman is. You don't mean? Yes, we mean it. Big.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The Chaotix, I saw someone mention like maybe the Chaotix could appear in Knuckles' show, and like yeah, that might make sense. Like
Yeah,
because like Knuckles' show could like even like not take place on planet, like he could just use like a warp ring and
Oh yeah, like maybe if it were like a prequel show too,
Yeah.
like you know, to see
shoot, no.
like maybe where he got to Robotnik in
yeah.
the second movie.
Woo. No, talking about cutting it close there. Okay. Talk about
The
cutting
Chaotix
it
were in the
close.
prequel comic. Were
They yes, and someone else pointed that out. I didn't notice that when I read it. But yeah, I guess they're in. There's a part where, because the prequel comic kind of shows like those Marauder guys that like first come at Robotnik, basically gather people for gladiator matches in Casino Night Zone. And so like Vector, like the Chaotix are at Casino Night Zone when they capture Knuckles basically, and Knuckles just like destroys their big scary champion. But yeah, the Chaotix I guess are in the background there.
I guess I'll have to read it.
It's pretty good. It's a good time. It's a good read.
I did think about seeking it out just before this, but then I forgot.
Oh, it's all good. It's not like it's required, you know, like
Yeah,
you can
I
enjoy the
didn't think it was
movie
that, like,
without it.
absolutely required.
But
like, I
it's-
enjoyed the
it's-
movie.
It's really
nonetheless.
cool, yeah. It just is kind of fun, like being like, oh, cool, that adds a little bit of, you know, substance to that. It's like literally like it's just sort of like the major setups that it does are like, you know, this isn't the first time Sonic's done this crime fighting thing that he does in the movie. Oh god, I missed that completely. Dang it. That's okay.
Well, Mario Sonic 26 or 20 okay, 24601. In that particular scene in Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic and Tails make up their plan without even consulting Amy. So I don't know. I think that she has every right to be like, hey, why are you leaving me behind?
Oh, there we go. I should have turned off Supersonic for this cutscene, because I think that's a thing I can do. Oh man, it is. Alright, well let's see if I can get some rings back.
Come on, jackpot.
Cool.
Pretty close.
I'll take it. That's all I need. Okay, here we go. Come on! But yeah, the prequel comic just sort of establishes that like Sonic's been doing this crime fighting thing for a while, behind Tom's back, and the other big thing is like how Stone gets the Robotnik gloves, and then like how Stone opens the Mean Bean. It shows Tails finding the proper warp ring to get to Sonic, and then like Knuckles basically, finding his way to Robotnik kind of situation.
Gotcha.
And it's not even like him finding his way to Robotnik, it's just sort of like, him being Knuckles and like what he was up to, like just briefly what he was up to. And then there's a little story about Robotnik, like first acclimating himself to the Mushroom Planet.
We'll defo have to give a read at some point.
And yes, he does eat mushrooms and trip on mushrooms in the book. That does happen.
Yeah. Just a small little bit. I know it has nothing to do with the movie, but I just wanted to add like one more little thing is that I will defend Amy's character writing in SA2. I think that she was portrayed well in that game.
Yeah, she's not horrible in Sonic Adventure 2.
And
But-
like I think she served her purpose in the story well, and wasn't like a purely oh my god, I'm gonna get Sonic, and anyone who even so much as sniffs at me the wrong way is gonna get a beating.
Yeah. There's a few lines that are a little much, but I think that's just like, just
I think
where her character was at that time.
I think the one in the jail cell can definitely be interpreted as a joke. It's just that
Yeah.
like the voice direction
Is bad.
and
Yeah.
yeah, like they were really being held behind by like how stupidly Sega handled all that back in the day.
Yeah.
I think she was joking in that scene.
Yeah. Yay, money. 108 USD. Okay.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay, let's launch through this launch base and call it a night, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, what else in the chat did you want to talk about, Sonic movie spoiler-wise? What's another
Yeah,
great
let's.
part of the movie?
I didn't mean to go on for forever about Amy's character writing in SA2, but
You're fine. Anything else about Sonic movie 2 or 1 that you want to talk about? And then any predictions for Sonic movie 3? Anything Sonic movie related? What do we want to talk about as we wrap up here?
Easy Scout much earlier said, I like the scene where Tom defeats an egg drone with a fishing rod.
Oh yeah, that does happen.
It
pretty great.
sounds vaguely familiar to me. I don't quite remember.
Oh, it's in the
that.
prequel comic.
Oh, okay. Okay, never mind. Nothing like that happens in the movie.
Yeah, but it would be awesome if it did.
Oh yeah, sure. Intro Geist, what did you think about the finale in general, Super Nintendo and Skull 902?
Great, 10 out of 10. That
Yeah, dude.
scene, the base of Ball is so good. It's heartwarming. I love it. Stars in the Sky is a banger. I listen to it all the time now.
Was that the credits song?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it's kind of like it kind of almost falls into the trap of like fun song at the end of kids movie, but like it's Kid Cudi, and like Kid Cudi is one of my best friend's favorite musicians, and it's just like really cool that those worlds can come together. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I think the one in the first movie stuck with me a little more. I remember it.
Right. Yeah.
I don't remember it much, but that's more than what I remember of the second
Sure.
one.
Just styling on him. All right.
Yeah.
Here we go.
The artsy scribe said, or sorry, no, I was looking at Shadow of Sephron's comment. Not to make you feel any less important, artsy scribe. Rouge in the next movie would be awesome too. But Shadow Sephron says, I was a little annoyed at Robotnik shouting later haters. I felt it was kind of poorly timed and cheap in an important moment. I feel like Eggman had a couple of cringy lines, but like it's also a children's movie, so
Yeah. I think it kind of. I think it might be their way of distracting from the fact that it's kind of Sonic murdering him. You know what I mean? So like making it a little lighthearted.
Yeah, you know.
Because, like the Olive Garden guy says, no one could survive that fall. But, you know.
Yeah, certainly.
Here we go. I love this boss fight. I think it's so fun.
I don't know why it surprised me that they had it. They had it in 3 complete. Why wouldn't they have it here?
I think you can toggle it off and on, too.
That's nice.
But that's like the worst part about like playing Sonic 3 and Knuckles Vanilla for me is that this is missing. Like I'm like, come on, this is so great.
Yeah, it's a fun boss fight. They definitely like. It would have been nice of them to keep it. At least they give it to you as Knuckles, but like you know, like you said, makes this feel a little more special.
Yeah. Oh god, he got me. Hadouken!
That's okay. Tails got a couple of hits on him.
He did. What a homie.
Homies.
That's how we're ending it. Favorite
Yeah,
line
man.
from the movie? Oh my god, the John Ralphio reference. When he's like, but we're not watching Snow Dogs again. That movie's the worst. I love that.
Oh man. I'm totally drawing a blank right now what my favorite line from the movie is.
Also, something else we didn't talk about just real quick was the little Easter egg to Robotnik's original design. Just being in there, hanging out. When he's scrolling through all the different dress-ups that he could do for him.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah. It's like, it looks like someone's like fan-made, like crappy photo manipulation, and it's really funny. Yeah, guys, Shadow the Hedgehog in Sonic Movie 3. Get hype. I'm hype.
Yeah, man. I don't know why you stuck around in a spoiler chat, but exactly, Tails. I don't know why you'd be hanging around in a spoiler chat if you haven't seen the movie, but go see the movie if you haven't.
Anyway, fam. That's going to wrap it up for tonight. I do this every Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. I stream over here on the Super Nintendo 64 channel. Come hang out with me then. We're playing through Kingdom Hearts right now. I might start doing a second day. We might do like 2 streams a week. That might be a thing that happens. But typically do a Sonic game here at least once a month. We just did a couple special streams to talk about the movie. And I'm glad everybody else enjoyed this movie. Randall, wifey's home. Just overall very pleased with Sonic Movie 2. I'm happy it's doing well. I'm happy everybody in the chat loves it as well.
Hell yeah.
Didn't order a poltergeist. My victory chariot. Yeah, that's also really great. Oh, are there grapes in it? Really good. I love the movie. I love Knuckles. He's done so well in this movie. Tails has done pretty well as well. And Movie Sonic is... I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I think Movie Sonic's my favorite Sonic. I really love the universe that they've set up and made, and I think it's really fun, and I like it a lot.
Yeah, can't wait for the Knuckles spinoff. Can't wait for Sonic Movie 3. Put Amy and Rouge and the Chaotix and literally every other Sonic character that's ever existed in there.
Mm-hmm. Wildstyle, grapes isn't just headcanon. That's just like actual like weird deep lore about Knuckles.
That is a reference
That's
to the
in...
North American Sonic 3 manual.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's in the Japanese one too. I think it just says fruit, especially grapes. It's like a weird random thing. Tails likes mint candy. Like,
yep.
I don't know. It's no crazier than Sonic liking chili dogs. But that's like a strictly American thing that just has worked its way into like every corner of the Sonic world, which is weird, but you love it, you know?
Indeed.
Let's do this.
Little Tails, we're about to wrap up.
Oh,
I found it.
You're a little late to the party,
I hope
Tails.
I'm not too late.
you are too late, Tails. I'm sorry to say.
Maybe being weird isn't so bad.
Well, that's a good outlook to have, Tails, and that scene made me cry, so thank you for saying that. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here. Skull, thank you for hanging out. You can watch Skull at Skull902 on YouTube. And Dennis was also here earlier. You can watch him at Dizzy Dennis on Twitch. Dennis is streaming all sorts of Sonic games at random times. It's a good time. And Skull also plays Sonic games every now and then, among other things. But
I sure do.
Skull, you can talk more about your content.
Oh, well, I just finished up a playthrough of Sonic Chaos for like my LP. I did a Sonic run. I stream every now and then, though I have no set schedule. And I have a review of the movie, spoiler free. And we're going to be doing a podcast soon at some point, my friends and I. Dennis will be there too, so there's a familiar face for you. Yeah, just if you do end up checking it out, I hope you like it. And yeah, thank you for having me, Vinny.
You're so welcome.
Everyone calls me Tails. You're probably wondering why.
Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I had a blast talking with you about the movie. I had a blast seeing the movie. And I hope everybody comes and sees the movie like 12 more times, because I want it to make as much money as possible, so we can guarantee that third one and just make it as great as it can possibly be. So thank you so much for hanging out, everybody. Oh my god, yeah, I forgot. The guy that looks like me in the movie holds up Tails. Like he holds him up after the dance scene, and I'm going to cosplay the guy and take a picture with this Tails plush. That's the thing that's gonna happen. I was totally gonna talk about that, and then I didn't. But now I did. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. I'ma love you. I'ma miss you. Take care.
Bye.